articles and I'm looking at things on X and I'm watching, other folks. I'm just like,
Yes.
it will drive you crazy if you don't
Yes.
find something off of this to
That's the
get away
truth,
from
man.
it,
That is the
So,
truth.
um,
Amen.
yeah, so it's
Yesterday
good.
yesterday during our call in, to hear the sister talk about how happy she was to find us. I understand what she was talking about, man. You magnify that about 1,000, 200,000 times, and you understand how many people out there. Y'all who haven't found us yet, keep looking. You'll find
Yeah,
us.
yeah, please. Come on, man. We're trying to get to that million. So we getting
Yes,
close.
yes.
We getting
Amen.
close. Yeah, we
Amen.
getting close. We
Come
getting
on,
close.
Jesus.
Yeah, no. What's up, Mika? How you doing?
Hey, sis.
I'm good. I'm good. Good morning on a Friday.
Okay,
Yes.
Had
good
to
morning. You came in here
wake
with
up.
the echo. Oh, okay. Go ahead. Trying to make it.
Fridays is usually my wise Mondays.
I hear that. Yeah. Well, you've been grinding over there, man. I got to give it to you, man. You grinding. You
Thank you.
grinding, doing the daggone
I'm
thing.
trying to be like you when I grow up.
I hear
Almost a
that.
million, you know.
Hey, we trying to get there. We trying to get there. You know what I'm saying? It's a struggle. Sometimes I feel like I'm on the struggle bus, but we just
Yeah,
one
yeah,
day at a
yeah.
time.
Gotta get
We
that
just take it
caffeine
one
in
day
and
at a
just keep
time.
working.
Is that what it is? Minister Danzel, check your gain on your microphone. See if you got it up too high. Justin Bunny said Minister Danzel got that gain up on the microphone. Yeah,
They
that
starting
might
already.
that might be it. You know how folks. We got the folks. They gonna let us. They gonna keep it a buck with us. What's up, Crystal? How you doing?
Hey everyone, happy Friday. Friday. I'm so happy
Mm.
to see the whole fam here on Friday. Just as a reminder, it was LJ, brotherwise. It was LJ that we were praying
That's
for.
right. That's right. It was
hmm
LJ. I was like, I knew it was somebody else. Yeah, make
hmm
sure y'all keep LJ lifted up in prayer as well. I was like, it's gonna come to me, or somebody is gonna say something to me. So thank you, Crystal.
You're
Thank you.
welcome. But it's nice to see everybody. Happy Friday. It is I don't know what kind of day out here in Georgia because one minute the sun is out, the next minute it looks like it's about to storm. And I think that's just that summer weather. But it's interesting that you say the heat is too much for you when you were just saying it's too cold for you in Baltimore and all them other places. So which is it?
No, it's. I mean, in Baltimore, I mean, this time of
He
the
just
year,
wanted
it's
to
hot.
leave.
You know what I'm
He just
saying?
wanted to leave. That's
This
all.
time of the year in Baltimore, it's hot and sticky and humid. I'm just. I was born in the fall. I think I'm just a fall person. I was a fall baby. I think I enjoy the fall weather.
I
You know.
get
I
that because
enjoy it.
I'm a summer baby and I mean well, not really, because I'm a summer baby. I enjoy the summer for all the vibes, all the brunches and all the good stuff. But I prefer fall, and yeah, I prefer fall over all the seasons because spring I don't care for the bees. I really don't care for the bees and all the other things that come along with it. Summer in Georgia, there's a reason why they call it Hotlanta. There's a reason I understand,
Hmm.
and winter. Actually, I enjoy winter because listen, that's boot season, and I get extra cute with all the boots.
Oh.
So sorry.
I like the clothes of the fall and the winter. So
hmm See, we right.
I enjoy that. I'm a winter baby. I was born in February, so
Yeah, I can get with the the winter gear and things of that nature, the fall gear. I can get with that. I can definitely get with that. Let me pull up Elder Travis here. What's going on, brother? How you doing, man?
Hey, blessings. Good to see y'all. Happy to be here. Another day we get to spread this good news.
I hear that.
Amen.
Absolutely. What do we got? We got another echo going on today. I don't know what is going on with the with StreamYard. I'm gonna have to do some research on that, see what the heck is going on with StreamYard. We got the same echo from yesterday, but we'll figure it out. Just everybody stay on mute until you're talking. Shout out to Teddy. He says, Wise, if you come back to Baltimore, he going, hey, I ain't going back. I'm telling you, I ain't moving back up there. That's not
not
happening.
Jersey Mike's.
I ain't trying to go to that Jersey Mike's either, over there with them folks. Nah, I'm good. I'm good. I am 100% good on that. What's up, Celeste? How you doing this morning, sister?
I had my mute on, so I avoided the echo.
Okay. I can dig it.
I knew you couldn't wait to try and say. See, we shouldn't stop like this. Let's
I,
not
I,
stop.
I didn't say a word.
No, you didn't. Your face said it all. You were like, it's like now we
Did
gonna be
not
blessed.
say a word.
We gonna be blessed, and you and I
Goodness
in black and
gracious.
white. So we should have some camaraderie.
Yeah, there we
today.
go. We got the momentum. I mean, not the
That's
momentum,
right.
but
We
we
should
got the
have stuck
memo
around.
out. You know what I'm saying? You know, we're on the same side. We're gonna keep it. We're gonna
Exactly.
keep it G.
Exactly.
All right. What's good, my G? You know.
Well, oh yeah, that's right. Well, everything's okay. Hello to the chat. Hello to everybody on the panel. Gang is all here today. We getting the band back.
Yeah, we got a full house today, man.
back.
Full house today. Full
That's right.
house today.
Listen, rehearsals begin in 10 minutes. All right.
Y'all
All
are
right.
nuts.
Shout out to Inspire with the 800 Joules. We appreciate your support. Thank you very much to Malachi coming through with the $2 super chat. Says Mika's right. He wanted to leave. I did. I wanted to leave, but you know, I wanted to leave for a multitude of reasons. You know, a multitude of reasons. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to Justin Bundy. So so happy to be here again with you, wonderful people. I missed you all, man. Appreciate you pulling up, Justin. Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you. It's
Am I
good to be in
quiet
the
again?
South, man. I mean, this is the first time in a while that I've been in the South for the summer. And I mean, it's been hot, but it hasn't been that hot. It's just been humid, very, very humid, which is very similar to, you know, Maryland. Maryland gets hot and humid.
Yep.
And to be
Very.
honest with you, it's probably, you know, my wife
It's
was up
worse.
there a couple of weeks and she said that it was hotter there than it was
Yeah, that's why I
here.
said it's worse. It's
Yeah,
worse.
so
Yeah. I barely wear my hair straight in the summer because it's just not gonna happen.
oh yeah, you go outside and that humidity get a hold of you, you know. Well,
Yep,
and that's the
that's why I
thing
just
too.
go
In
ahead and
Maryland,
just
you
I do my
got the
wash and go,
river.
and that's it.
Yeah, you get the river on one side, and then you got the bay on the other side. The humidity is there's no getting away from it. There's no
Nope.
getting away from it.
Nope.
Oh, look at these
Awful here.
folks.
It's
Yeah,
hot
so
right
I'm
now.
looking forward to the fall. It is football season. I'm looking forward to the fall. So, you know, during this time of the year, you'll see me with my Ravens, with my Falcons hats on, representing, you
How many
know.
Falcons
So
games how many Falcon games do you plan to come to?
I don't know, but I am going to opening day against the Carolina Panthers. I already got my ticket for that. So I will be down for that. I'm not really sure exactly how many games I'm gonna go to this year. I was gonna do season tickets, but I was like, they called me and I was just like, you know what? We got to make the playoffs. We hadn't made the playoffs in almost a decade. You know what I'm saying? So we on year 9 of not making the playoffs. So this is 26. So if we don't make the playoffs this year, that would be a full decade of not being in the playoffs. I just can't, you know, I can't. And I had season tickets about 3 years ago. I would fly down on Sundays, fly down Sunday morning, catch the train from the airport to the stadium, watch the game, and then catch the train back and fly home. Sometimes I would go to my parents' house and hang out with them, and then I would fly back home. It's great when you win. When we get beat on and I got to fly back and I'm like, man, I done flew all the way down here to watch us get beat. That just, it upset me. It upset me. So I can't do it.
Tell them to put a call into the Knicks.
Exactly.
I can't
Thank
do it.
you. Thank you.
Well, while y'all at it, just go
I
ahead
done
and add the
saved up my
Redskins.
points. You know what I'm saying? I done saved up my points to fly down, and now I got to fly home disappointed.
Just for Summer Sky, Elder Travis, yesterday we had a conversation because I swore I saw you in the airport about 10 days ago in Hartsfield in Atlanta. But as of yesterday, I realized it wasn't you. I know who it was. It was, what is that man's name? He has a podcast. Is it Kwame? They say he was a bust.
Oh, Kwame
Brown.
Kwame Brown.
Kwame Brown.
Played for
That's
DC.
who it was.
Oh, that's who it was?
That?
Yeah, he played here in DC.
Look, I thought she was gonna say somebody like Dwight. She gonna hit me with Kwame. God.
Well, all right. So wait, he was a little further down in the train in the airport, and he said he was. There was a little kid. Well, I guess about 10 years old, who was looking up at him because he's holding the thing, standing over there, and he said, "How tall are you?" And he said, 7 feet. And but I kept looking at him because I was like, I know you. I know you. I know your face. I know you. And he had on a hat, but I was still like, I know you.
Yeah, Kwame Brown, he gets a bad rap. They call him a bust, but I mean, I don't know. I mean, granted fact, he was the number one overall pick, but I mean, he did play in the league for what, 11, 12 years? I don't know if that's a bust.
Yeah, I'm only saying that because I think that's the name of his podcast.
Yeah, they call him
Yeah,
Bus
that's
Life.
what I
That's
was
the name
trying
of
to
his
remember.
channel. Bus
Yeah.
Life. Yeah.
Yeah, Bus Life. That's it. I was trying to remember who he is. I don't have any comment on his playing, to be honest. I'm not familiar with it, but
All that time you spent out in DC and you ain't never watched Kwame Brown play, not one time.
Well, so let me say this. When I went to the games, since I already knew that the Wizards were not going to win, I was more socializing in the box than I was really watching.
There you go. That's me. That is me. There you go, Celeste.
Y'all heard the
That's
subtle
me.
flex too, right? I was more socializing in the box.
Well,
That's right.
my
You in the
subtle
skybox. You in the skybox.
Don't let Brother Wise come for you, Celeste, because he just said he flew down just to watch the
And
game
he said he
flew
wasn't getting
right
season
back.
tickets.
And
We
not
clocked
one
it.
game, not one game, all
Right,
the
he said they
games.
called me.
That's exactly right. I got one little measly invite, and you trying to put me on Front Street.
I'm just saying the subtle flex, the box seats. You had the buffet spread up there and everything.
That's right. The skybox.
Well, I'll just say this: it's very comfortable.
Which
Yeah,
one?
but you
Which
can't
one
see
you at the
anything,
Ultra
though.
Club? You
Well,
went to Ultra Club?
I can't divulge where, but I could just tell you that it's very comfortable. It's very if you have to be in that, and to me, it's safe. I felt much safe. You know, I'm not one that necessarily wants to be in a stadium in a large crowd, but I could do it and have done it if box seating is involved. Then I feel much more open.
Yeah, but you might as well watch it at home. You just
Right.
watching it on the screen.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of the box.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan. I'd rather, if I'm gonna go, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna be involved in this game, or I'm
Well,
gonna stay home.
Yeah, if I could sit on the floor with you, then that might be something I would do too. But I'm not just gonna be in Gen Pop in the stands and then something break out and then where I'm going. I'm the type to get trampled. You know what I mean? I'm small as it is anyway. You know what I mean? I just
I can
can't
understand
put
that.
myself
Celeste is
out
not
there.
lying. Celeste, when we go out, Celeste will stand right behind me. She's like, "Go ahead, Crystal. You go first. You go first."
I can understand that. Yeah, you are. I mean, you're vertically challenged, so I'll give you that much. I'll give you that.
Now
much.
you leave Celeste alone because you
That's
know
right.
I'm a short person here. Okay,
But
4'10".
but this is the thing, Mika. Celeste, no, I am all for being the one in the front because if somebody come wrong, they getting decked.
Right here.
So,
We know, right here in the
right
neck.
here.
Right,
Right
right.
here.
There you go. Got y'all.
Yeah, but we'll see. I know for sure I'm going to opening day. I like going to opening day. It's always a good time, to go to the first game, the first home game of the season. So I am doing that. Now that I'm close enough that I can just drive, I may end up going, to a few more games. My sister had reached out to me. It's like, how many games we going to? She asked me the same thing. I was like, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what they
I'm
look
close
like.
enough where I can just drive, and I never go.
Yeah. Now I used to go to Ravens games. I would go to, half the season, Ravens games, like every year, we'd go
Well,
and
that's because y'all
tailgate.
have Lamar.
Yeah, it's always a good time, man. We go out there, tailgate. We'd be out there till like at like 10 o'clock in the morning, out there and just having a great time, man. And then everybody just walks to the stadium. Oh yeah. Yeah.
I mean, it's a good time. If you want to go to a Redskins game, it's a very good time. But we never win.
Well, y'all had 2 years ago, man. They had a really good season, and I seen all them
Yeah.
Redskin jerseys. They came out they're like people was pulling out that old Doug Williams jersey from back in the day. I seen some John Riggins jerseys pull out.
I've never changed my jersey. They're like, you gonna change it to Commanders? Absolutely not.
Let me tell you something. That fan base is so serious.
Oh, they're very
They
serious.
don't care how long they lose. The Redskins have they are about their team.
I have
No, you're
never
absolutely
seen them
right.
win.
I'm telling you,
My
2 years
entire
ago.
lifetime, never
Well,
seen them
2
win.
years ago, they made it to the NFC Championship game, and I'm telling you, I had never seen that many Redskin jerseys, and I lived out there for a long time because they have sucked for a long time. But that year they had a great season, and I'm telling you, man, I seen some throwbacks. People pulled out, they had to dust them things off, man, and pull them things out, man. I'm telling you, I seen John Riggins, I seen Doug Williams. Who else? There was a couple of other guys that was like, man,
Yeah,
okay, they done pulled out.
I
Some dude
seen
had the
RG.
old Clinton Portis jersey. You know what I'm saying?
Not Clinton Portis, Lord.
I was like, oh, dudes with the Champ Bailey jerseys from back in the day. I was like, man, people pulled out. They pulled out them old jerseys,
absolutely
Redskins.
did.
You know,
Yeah,
Redskin
absolutely
jersey,
did.
not this Commander stuff. Redskin
Nah, I
jerseys.
don't wear the Commander stuff. I only got Redskin stuff.
You know, so I was like, I ain't even mad. You know, I was like, oh, all of a sudden y'all winning now. All of a sudden y'all can bring it. Like, man, we can wear this with pride now.
I have walked with shame my entire life. Trust me. I understand.
Do you think maybe if they go back to the Redskins, they might win?
They're doing that now because
I
they
heard
took
that
it away.
is playing.
They took it away for no obvious reason. You know, the woke crowd convinced them that it was a problem when it's not.
Yeah.
Even the Native Americans came out and
It
they
was like,
had
nah,
kind of
put them
analytic
back on the
council that
daggone
said-
helmet again. Yeah.
Yeah, I
They don't-
interviewed one of the coaches, and because my mom is Native, and I interviewed one of the coaches, and I asked her about it, and she said, because she's the first coach, female coach for the whole league, actually, not just the Redskins. And so I asked her about it. She said, oh, well, you know, people were up in arms about it. I said, nobody in my family has ever said that it was a problem. Nobody.
No.
My mom, my grandmother, who has Native status and tribal status, has never said anything about it. I've never heard it.
This was the brainchild of white women who don't watch football.
But they
Yes.
didn't say anything
Yeah,
about the
that's
Braves.
exactly what it was. I was just getting ready to say that, Celeste. People that did not watch football, people that do not watch football,
Yes.
were the people that were like, "Oh my gosh, this is offensive." And it's just
Yes,
like, well,
when
how
they
about you have a
if
conversation
you
with the
look at a
people
lot
that
of
it
the
would be
native
offensive
names.
to first?
Yes. When you look at a lot of the Native names, things that white liberal women would consider offensive, they have in the name. Okay, a lot of the names have red in it. Like there's statues, there's monuments, there's a lot of things here in the DC area
Yeah.
because it's so heavily Native. So I just didn't like that. That's why I keep my Redskin jersey.
Why didn't they try to come for the Braves, but it didn't pan out?
Yeah,
over
that
here?
didn't fly.
pan-
That didn't fly. You know, that didn't fly. But yeah, I mean, I don't think people understand, you know, the Native American community down, or at least the heritage in that DC area and just south of DC. If you go down, you know, like the Fort Washington area, but I mean, but you got people that, like, if you're not from around there or you've never lived down that way, you don't know. So yes, this
Southern
was
Maryland,
the
that's all it is.
brainchild of liberal white women, essentially, that came out with this idea, like, hey, we need to get rid of, that's just offensive to people that you've never actually had a conversation with.
That's because they always have to explain for everybody else because they feel like we don't understand our own heritage. Do we not? I mean, they try to black explain, they try to Native American explain, they try to explain for everybody.
And they never have any natives up there. They have like the farthest from a native I've ever seen. I'm like, none of those people look like any other people in my family. And then they'll,
Liberals
tell them what they want.
Liberals just don't know. they just don't know.
Yeah.
Or
No,
they know and they do it on purpose.
Don't know or don't care, Shout out to JKM with the 10 jewels. We appreciate your support. Thank you so much to OP Smith Trotter coming through with the $100 super sticker, man. Appreciate your support, bro. Shout out to T Paul coming through. What's up, sister? With 1,000 jewels. We appreciate your support as well. And thank you once again to OP Smith Trotter for the $100 super sticker. Thank you very much, man. We appreciate your support. And thank you, Nini, for the 250 jewels. We appreciate your support. Just to kind of keep the echo down, if you're not talking, try to make sure that you keep yourself muted. Let's get into this first clip. And to answer your question, Justin, he asked me which college team do I follow. I am a UT Vols fan, and then I like the University of Georgia Bulldogs as well. I mean, but I grew up in Tennessee, Georgia. So, I was born at UT Hospital, for those that don't know. So I've been a UT fan since I can remember. But if you know anything about Knoxville, The only thing there is the college. You know what I'm saying? So it's Tennessee. That's it. You know, that was the pro team for a very long time. That was the pro team. You know, there was no other pro team, you know, in Tennessee. So, you know, if you know anything about East Tennessee, it's still that, you know. So everybody loves them Vols, man. That orange and white is everywhere down up there. All righty. But I do plan on, I think I want to go to an Alabama game. I've never been to an Alabama game. So I'm going to try to get tickets and drop down. It's about an hour and a half from me or so. So I'm going to try to get some Bama tickets and drop down, check out a Bama game. The college football experience it's different than the pro experience. The college football experience is different. It's a different vibe, you know, so I'd like to go and check that out. And even the Falcons, man, the Falcons, you know, and I tell my folks, you know, up in Baltimore all the time, I was like, hey, going to a Falcons game, especially when they're winning, it is hands down one of the best experience. They have the fan section. They march with a full band every game. They march in playing the drums. It is lit. Hands down, it's the best experience. You know, if you haven't been to a Falcons game, it's phenomenal. The Benz is dope. The Benz is the stadium that they play in. They call it the Benz.
I have to back that up, because as much as I am a Giants girl, but the experience when they took me and then I had the VIP treatment, that was even better. I'm just saying.
The Benz is dope. And the fans, I'm telling you, I've been to a few stadiums, and the way they do it in Atlanta is different. It has somewhat of a college vibe. They have their own band and they march in with the band. And it is a vibe. It really is. You know, if you haven't seen it or experienced it, I definitely think you should. And, you know, as far as the concession stand food, hands down, it's the best concession stand food that you're going to get in any stadium in the country. And that's been voted on. And it's actually affordable. You're not going to spend $20 on a hot dog. It's also the most affordable as well. Shout out to Ren Button coming through with the $20 super chat. Says the iconic 1970. Oh, if you got it, go for it.
The iconic 1971 Washington Redskin logo was designed by Walter Blackie Wetzel, a leader of the Blackfeet Nation, and was based on the likeness of Native American chief Two Guns White Calf to honor him.
Absolutely. That is 100% correct.
Look at that. Shout out to T-Paul coming through with the $10 super chat.
God's blessings to you all. Be safe this weekend. Many praying the evildoers are ramping up. Crystal, been watching on TV, Bible study, love, have an unspoken prayer request. Well, we'll keep you in prayer, my love. You and to Mr. Paul, because you're T and then there's Paul. So they're both of you. We love you guys.
Okay. T-Paul. Okay. Yeah. Shout out to Mr. T and Miss Paul. Which one is which? Is it?
I think she says she's T and he's Paul.
Oh, he's Paul. Okay. Yeah. The other way around. Okay. Got you. Shout out to you guys, man. Thank you so much. Hit that like button for me if you haven't done so already. We'll definitely appreciate the super chat, super stickers. We'll appreciate you guys. I want to play this first clip here. They're saying that more and more Americans are moving back in with their parents. I found this pretty interesting. So I want to play this clip for you guys, get your thoughts on it, and we'll go from there.
Appears to be in great shape physically, but financially, it's been a struggle.
This one is just super relatable.
The business coach and content creator has been documenting the ups and downs.
I am 34 years old. I just moved back in with my parents for a few months with my 2 golden retrievers.
So this is the room.
This is the room.
And then this is the workspace.
This is my office. It looks terrible right now.
When you think about what you imagined for your life at 34, was it this?
No. Definitely not. What are you doing?
Before moving back home, Carly says she was living with her boyfriend in South Carolina on a $60,000 a year salary. But after they broke up, she couldn't afford to pay rent alone.
To be able to afford that on top of like your student loans, a car payment, it's really hard to function off of anything, I believe, like less than $85K.
According to Realtor.com, a record 25.2 million adults under 35 were living with their parents in 2025. That's more than any point on record, including the COVID-19 pandemic peak.
Society as a whole has to respond.
Wharton School of Business professor Susan Wachter has been studying this trend.
It's affordability across the board. It's not just price of the home and the mortgage.
You ready to show me?
Carly's parents say they welcome the full house. 4 adults, 4 dogs, crossing paths once again.
It was so funny.
Now, Kyle, Carly's brother, was already living at home. He's 33. This was happening before his sister moved in, but we've got some good news to report. Carly said after being able to save up enough money, she will be comfortably moving out in November. The key word there, comfortably. She has enough money.
Fantastic. I'm sure her parents will be happy about that as well, maybe.
I'm sure.
Cry me a river, yo. Seriously. Cry me a river. Mika, we'll give you the first word. What are your thoughts?
Even though this has never been my issue, I would not move out at all until I was married. Like, what is she moving out for? Maybe the brother, but the sister, what is she moving out for? Like, she moved out before to go with the boyfriend that didn't work out. She probably didn't ask her dad about it or anything. And she just got this guy, and then it didn't work out. And now you have to go back home. You have to do all this rearrange. Sit down until you figure out who you're going to be with, who you're going to, get to do life with, because all she's going to do is move out, and then, how they like to do inflations. That's going to happen. And then she's going to say, okay, well, I can't afford it. Like, you need to be independent for who's coming to your house. The man doesn't care about coming to your house and staying in your room. Like, I don't see the need for women to fly the coop so fast. If I can't be with, the covering of, a husband or something like that, I'll stay with my dad. Like, I don't understand the need to want to go unless you're like in school or something like that. But other than that, go home.
I'm actually anti, especially young ladies. I'm anti them going off to college. I'm anti that. At this point, I've probably been that for a while. If I had a daughter, I'm glad I don't, but if I had a daughter, the thought of, I'm sending you away for college, are you crazy? Like, nah, especially when we know what goes on these college campuses. No, thank you. Her first mistake was, one, she was living with a boyfriend. That's not good. That's mistake number one. Number two, you out here, I think they say she was a digital content creator and fitness influencer or something along those lines. I don't know.
You can do that at home, like she's doing now.
Dime a dozen. You know what I'm saying? Dime a dozen. You're not offering much to the world. But when I hear people, talk about the economy, and they talk about quote unquote affordability, and then you hear what they have. You got a car payment. You don't need a car payment, man. You don't need a car payment. Go buy a car cash. You don't need that. And if you actually owned your car, you could actually afford a 1-bedroom apartment. Now, I'm with Mika. If I had a daughter, the expectations would be that my daughter stays with me until we find her a husband. Keyword, we find her a husband. Keyword. Yep. But this feminist movement and this feminist mindset has told women that they need to go out here and be independent, and they need to be able to conquer the world by themselves. And the sad part about it is we're seeing more of these stories. It's not working. And honestly, it hasn't been working. There's a small percentage of women that can do this. The majority are struggling. Minister Danzel, go for it.
Can you send her a copy of Sister Celeste's book, please? Send her a copy quick. Express mail it, if you please. Because didn't you say that she had like about 65,000, 65? She was banking about 65,000 a year.
Yes, and she wasted.
And you couldn't make it on that. Lord have mercy. Celeste, please reach out to the sister. That's all I can say.
Go ahead, Celeste.
Well, let me start by saying this. There are some places where 60,000, which is why she needed the boyfriend who was really a roommate and then got tired of her and went and found himself somebody else to room with. I agree
but Celeste, she was in South Carolina.
$65,000.
You can live in South Carolina for 65,000.
Yeah, if she's not in a major city, she should have been able to do that. Plus, she had a car payment and she had student loans. So basically, all of this, like you said, feminism, it's not about independence. It's really about debt slavery. And if you go back and you look at the history of why they wanted the feminist movement and who, in fact, was funding and writing prolifically about putting women in the workforce, was very much about putting women in a situation that before they had not been in, which was the ability that was a 50% of the population that was virtually non-taxable. So moving women into the workplace and in the workforce got them in a taxable situation. Once they became taxable, now they needed to become indebted. So your college education now, because you work separately, or what, you have to have a car payment, and all of these things were really just about indebtedness. The good news on the horizon is this is the end, in my opinion, in my view, of the 200-year urbanization modernity push. All of the things that and creeds that we have lived by for the last 200 years are coming to an end for exactly the reason you said, Wise, because we have realized it doesn't work. And what is becoming more and more popular, and we will see in the next 10 years, it is going to be commonplace, is multi-generational living. People want are realizing the benefit of living in with their parents, their grandparents, even their spouses, maybe getting a plot of land, building something that everyone in the family can share. That way the kids grow up under the grandparents. The newly married young people take care of the grandparents when they're older. When they're having children, the grandparents become the instant daycare. All of this, wanting to put your kids in the daycare, having to send them off to these terrible schools, all of this comes as a result of the fact that they took and put jobs and centralized them in cities. So everybody had to leave where they were from and go into these cities for work. In the industrial age, it was factory work. And then since then, it became administrative work, and analytical work. But basically, that's what they did. People stopped farming. They stopped having their own country store, their own businesses where they could live together and all prosper as a complete family. That is going away. The pandemic brought all of that back into focus, which is why you see the reverse migration pattern happening. You see people leaving the north in the east, moving back to the south. Why? Because it's more affordable. Their quality of life is better, and they can afford to live more communally. And most people found out during the pandemic, and with AI and with the ability to work anywhere, people are realizing they do not want to work in these urban areas. They do not want the cost that happens to them, and they don't want the quality of their life degraded. They believe they can raise their children. Now you have an opportunity to homeschool. Now you have an opportunity. All of those things now become available once the family reunites. So I do think that this so-called affordability crisis is really also an opportunity for people to go back to common sense living and go back to what actually benefits and feeds people for generation. Everyone benefits in that system. The older people in that system are more cared for and better cared for, and the youngest, meaning the children, are better cared for in that system.
Yep. Elder Travis, you get the next word.
I agree. I have a daughter, and I tell her all the time, you can stay here until the moon fall down. I don't care. She don't have to go nowhere. I'm with you, and and I tell her, and I tell a lot of people, especially in terms of schooling. Like I went to school and I've done all of that, but I've learned more away from school than I did in school. I was more successful in my life with, the tools and the things that I learned outside of school than I did in school with degrees. And so my biggest thing, just like, she said, I want to, You can't leave this house without covering. You cannot leave this house without covering. Why would you send your like you said? I agree with the man. Hey, get up, go do what you got to do, go handle your business, because eventually you're gonna want to take care of a family. There were so many things God did in the book of Genesis, and then He got to this one thing that He did not like. He said, "It is not good for man to be alone." That was the one thing that He said. Everything else He said was good. This is good, that's good. And He went to the next day, but then He sat. It is not good for man to be alone. So therefore, then why would you put, like in her particular situation, she went and moved with a boyfriend. Well, people don't understand what helpmeet means in the Hebrew. It means one that is suitable. Evidently, y'all ain't suitable if you still his girlfriend and y'all living together. Y'all not suitable. Because one thing about a man, and we know this as man, if I see you and I want you, I'm going to get you. And I'm going to let you know that I love you and I'm with you. I.e., we could even go to Genesis. We don't even have to use us. What is the first thing that Adam says? This is flesh of my flesh. This is bone of my bone. In other words, man, you fine. This is me. This is all me. So for her to be like, I'm with a live-in boyfriend and I have family in South Carolina, $60,000, you can live like a millionaire in South Carolina. So therefore, she's not only being frivolous with her money, which means she's out there doing God knows whatever with her money, and then you come back to dad. So let me ask you this. Why? Mom looked like she comfortable. Mom just chilling in the breeze as they walking. So evidently, dad used those principles to take care of mom, but it didn't pass on to you. You know, and like you said, we living in this age. Like I told you, I don't date independent black women. I'll date a black woman. I'll marry a black woman, but I'm not dating an independent black woman. And society pushes that narrative over and over. And just like you say, Brother Wise, I've seen it so many times. You see all these women saying, you know, I'm struggling. They're trying to get money off child support. They're trying to do this. First off, don't have his baby if he don't love you. He don't love you. But you're going to have his baby because you want his check. And when things don't go to your way, the bashing comes. Then we get the bashing of the house. And now we got the battle of the sexes and all this other stuff. And it's like, no, first off, follow what your father did. What your father did. He looks very peaceful in that video. Mom looks very happy. And mom looks like she don't work. Mom looked like she could sit around the house, plant her garden. And just like Celeste said, nobody farms anymore. Everybody wants everything quick. I'll tell you a quick story and I get out of here. I cooked last week, right? And I ended up cooking. My daughter loved peas. And so I decided to be slick. I said, you know what? Because we always eat frozen food or we get it from the garden. I said, you know what? Man, I got some canned peas right here. She 10, she won't know. She won't know what she missing. Popped the can, I drained it. I said, I'm going to get it right. So I put it on the plate. My daughter loves my food. And as she's sitting there, I said, well, baby, you don't like the peas? She said, no. The difference is everybody's not into that processed stuff. Everybody's not into the quick stuff. She was raised to know that certain things need to come naturally. And see, instead of us always going after the quick microwave stuff, she don't do microwave dinner. She don't do none of that. Because she knows, she know what good taste tastes like. And his daughter, she fell off the rig somewhere. She didn't let some boy tell her, you can eat this fruit. God just wanted, he done whispered in the ear like, he did Eve. But you gotta align yourself with purpose. God's way is always the best way. Until you find a man that want to marry you, stay your behind in the house. Do not leave. Stay in the house. Because you going over there to do what? Give away borrowed time? It ain't nothing but borrowed time. Because you done been together 2 years, 5 years, 10 years. He's like, yeah, I'm still waiting. Go wait at your father's house till he ready.
What's and I do agree with that. What's the likelihood that although mom is living a traditional lifestyle, she's encouraged her daughter to go live this feminist lifestyle?
Big.
I think it's big too, but I think deep down mom don't want that. But we in this era now where mom, I'm gonna do what I said I'm gonna do. And this is what, remember, she's a content creator. So she's on social media. So she's watching all these podcasts that's telling her to live her best life. To do is you don't need a man, you independent and you can grow. Like you got all this, you a fitness person. Go get it first off, go get a job now. Since you can't figure it, he left. What is the process? Looked like we went out. My thing went out. Looked like.
Yeah,
What is the
you're
process
cutting in
like?
and
What
out.
what are we doing? Okay, what are we doing? Like you doing your content, which means she's on social media, and so mom probably because mom living a peaceful life, so mom probably just like, you know what, just let her be her and do it. She'll learn. She'll learn.
Mm.
I think probably first of all we don't know that those parents have any biblical submission or they're in which we don't know that, so they may not be living under that guide. But I would guess not only mom but dad may be taking care of mom in that way, but dad probably is not telling his daughter because saying, listen, this is not the kind of man I want for you. What I think you should have in a man is this, and this is the process for how to get the men don't talk like that necessarily to their daughters.
No, you're
They
right,
may now,
Celeste.
but they don't.
You're right, Celeste. I know a few guys who have daughters, and they're teaching their daughters what they should be teaching their sons. And I want my daughter to be independent and not have to depend upon anybody, so forth and so on. You're seeing that. So men are raising or teaching their daughters this.
I would double down on that. Maybe it's also the exemplification of the fact that she don't see it doesn't look good to her. We don't know what's going on in that household. Because I'm a firm believer that my daughter is going to pick a man that is similar to me, and she's going to because one thing she going to tell everybody, yeah, my daddy ain't going for that. We don't do that. She'll say we don't do that. And so if father's not showing daughter that this is a good way to live, she's like, I don't want to do that. I watch daddy not home or daddy not doing this or daddy not doing that. So to her, she might be rejecting the narrative as well.
That's highly probable. Crystal, we'll give you the last word.
So y'all know I'm always gonna be left field from y'all, right? Let me start with this. I don't know if mom and dad told them anything like that because listen, I grew up in a Caribbean household, as many of y'all know. I was born here in America. I was born in New York, but I grew up in a Caribbean household. In those families, people tend to stay. I was born into a house where it was my grandparents' house. My parents was living there, and my grandparents and parents were taking care of me. That's what I grew up in. As I got older, society said, "What are you doing? You're too old to be living with your parents. What are you doing? You need to get out. Why are you still there?" Men that I was dating was like, "Why are you still living with your parents?" That's friends were like, "Why are you still living with your parents?" I had cousins. "Why are you still living with your parents?" And so the amount of pressure you kept getting on, "Why you still live with your parents?" You're like, well, clearly I'm doing something wrong. Maybe that's a Caribbean thing. And in America, you're not supposed to do that. And this is so weird. I need to get out because clearly I'm doing something very wrong. So you get out. Now, I would not advise that to anybody because listen, my daughter is home. And listen, she don't have to go nowhere. She don't have to go not one place, baby. You stay right here. You stay right here with your mama until we vet the man before you go anywhere. You ain't going nowhere. My son is gone. My son is on his own, figuring out life. And it's crazy because this girl is talking about she's 34, making 65K. I'm sure my son makes less than that. And he's living out in the world and figuring it out. He understands you better live below your means. Because you
Mm-hmm.
can't call me. I'm not coming to help. I'm not helping. His daddy, not coming to help. You're going to have to figure this out on your own. Now, on the other talking point, now I understand what Celeste is saying, but again, society tells you something different. So, like my daddy may have said, Crystal, that's not the. Why are you moving in with that man? You don't need to. I'd be like, Daddy, but I love him, and he's like, Crystal, and my mom is like, I don't like him. I don't like him, but Mama, but he loves me, and I love him. And they're like, Crystal, and I'm like, I got this. Do you all know how old I am? I got it. And then turn around later and be like, y'all, I'm sorry. He was trash. I don't know how I ended up in that situation. I should
Yeah,
have
because
listened
you
to
wouldn't
y'all.
listen. That's
I wouldn't
how.
listen. My bad. My bad. I ain't listen. And so, so again, why I'm saying that is because mommy and daddy could have all given all the advice, everything that is necessary. But she decided because she looks at society, she looks at culture, and she's like, you know what? Let me step out there and do my own thing. And so she did that. And also with that, I feel like more of, because just listening to Mika, who her family is a melting pot like my family, and you have a different mindset when you, especially when your family comes from everywhere else. You have a different mindset. So like that's what I said, in the Caribbean, it made like families live together. It wasn't breaking up. I remember working in the bank, the Mexicans that used to come in there, they used to have one house and everybody was living in it, and they were building up their bank accounts easy, so that when they finally wanted to buy other properties, they can. So they created wealth by not pushing everybody out the house. But again, I think it's like American way. I don't know, maybe it's like an American way where it's like, what? How you're still living with your parents? What? Why? You need to get out. But then that, in the same breath, that's also the American culture. Not all,
It is.
not all, but
No,
American
it
culture
is.
is they tell you that put your parents in a retirement home instead of you taking care of your parents. Where I grew up, where no, the older my parents get, it's my job to take care of my parents. It's not, I'm not going to
Absolutely.
put it out there. I have to take care of my parents. So in my mind, even me on my own, I still got to go back and get, my parents going to be right up under me, because I need to make sure daddy's okay. I need to make sure that mommy's okay. So I think that is just the culture that they have set here in America across the board. When you're young, get out. And then when you're older, throw your parents in a senior community. And I just think that is antithetical to Christ. And that's the truth of it all.
I would agree with you, Crystal. And I think that is an American mindset or American culture. And honestly, I don't know if it was always that,
It
or
wasn't.
if it was just that we had people, that they put this information out
That's
to
right.
the masses because they make money with us being separate and divided. And when you look at, there was a time, especially, amongst the Black community, where you didn't leave and you were able to build. And we've gotten away from that. And we would clown, when the Mexicans started coming over here, 30, 40, 50 years ago, and they would live, 10 deep in a house. And you would have Black folks clowning, like, look at all of them in the house. And the next thing you know, you look 5 years from now, not only are they in the house, but they bought that house. And now they then spawned a business out of that, and the next thing you got the next wave of family that's then came in, and they're there and they're doing the same thing. And then we sit there and clown it. And it's like, well, they're building actual generational wealth that you talk about, but it's very difficult to do it when your family's fractured. It's
Wise, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Celeste.
No. I was just gonna say the same way right now they have messages that say, I don't know what a woman is, and we think it's crazy. If you turn back 80 to 100 years, that's how they got women moving out of the house. The same type of propaganda that people originally thought was crazy, then all of a sudden it hit critical mass and started to pick up steam. But I want to say one more thing, and then I'm gonna give it to Mika. Elder Travis and Brother Wise, theoretically, I wish you luck with your daughters, and you can call me back after puberty, because it's gonna be a different situation. And all I'm saying is it can be done, and you have to set a standard and hold fast, but you have to be aware of what that first love is going to be to that young girl. Hell and high water can't keep her from it. Okay.
No, she facts.
no,
I,
you're
I
right.
would I would just say this, Wise. A lot of the times though, even when you are in that mindset, because this is what I experienced when I went to college. Everybody, um, they would shun it. They would be like, "Oh, your daddy's girl." Because when I wasn't in school, I went home. Like I didn't want to be. I was in New York, first of all, but I didn't want to be in New York. I didn't want to be there. At one, I didn't want to be paying for a whole bunch of stuff. When I wasn't in school, I went home. And then when I met my husband, and he knew I was going to go back home, he was like, "Oh no, well, no, I'm marrying you." And I was like, that's not what my daddy said, right? And so we went back to DC, and he met my entire family, and the entire family was in the house. So he had to talk to, my grandma, my this, my that, my this. And, he had never experienced any of that. And then move forward to what Crystal was saying. I took care of my grandmother, both of my grandmothers actually, until they died. And he had never experienced that either, because you either go into a home or your grandmother or other parents live by themselves. No, it was like a non-negotiable. When they were terminal, I moved them in. Both of my grandmothers stayed with me until they died. So that's more. It's exactly like that. It's more of a cultural thing, because every culture that my family members they all did it. But I have Black family members in my family, and they even do it. So I dare to say that it's not American culture, it's American propaganda. And if you fall for it, then of course that's what you're going to get. But you unfortunately, even if you have a two-parent system at this point, you have to hope that whatever you instilled in your child, especially the daughter, it's going to come to pass, because unfortunately what they see on the market has a bigger force than what you do in the household.
No, you're right there. We'll read some super chats and we will keep it moving. All righty. Shout out to Promoxy coming through with the $5 super chat.
Nothing beats Lumen Field in Seattle. Keep me in your prayers. I need the Lord's help healing, please. We'll add Promoxy to it as well.
Promoxy to the list. Shout out to Captain Caveman in the building. $5 super chat.
That's right, Crystal. Represent G-Men, the winning experience. Falcons sound like Democrats to me. All flash, no substance. Sorry, Brother Rice.
Dang. Tell me how you really feel. Shout out to Deacon of Truth with the 100 jewels. We appreciate you. Captain Caveman with the $5 super chat.
I moved out my parents' house young. Whenever I stayed a night at their home, my coat and shoes would mysteriously be at the front door. Hint, hint.
Shout out to Jim Odie in the building. $2 super chat.
The OGs got it right. Ladies find a man and build.
Thank you, Smitty, for the $10 super chat.
Living on a 1/3 of that, I had a house, car payment, lights, etc., but I didn't live frivolously. God bless panel and chat. Ravens. I roll.
Shout out to Sugar Shane for the 2 jewels. Appreciate you, Sugar Shane. Thank you to Al Blossoms. Been a member for 4 months.
They make you feel awful for being with your parents here in New England. So glad I found you guys. We need you guys in New England. Amen.
Hey, I just left New England, and Al Blossom, you're 100% right, but you have to know New England is the cradle of liberalism. It is not LA, it is not New York. It is the think tanks of MIT and Harvard and Boston University. I'm telling you, it is the what they dream up is what these other states and cities execute. So don't sleep on New England, y'all.
Thank you to Papa Die coming through with the $5 super chat.
I always thought the panel was just folks, but now I'm thinking Robin Leach should be up there with them, flying to watch a game every week. Have mercy.
I shouldn't have put that out there. I shouldn't have said that. Shout out to Justin Bundy coming through with the $10 super chat.
God bless you, brothers and beautiful sisters on the panel. God bless this amazing chat family. I am blessed to be here with you all. God bless you too, Justin.
Hey, Papa Dot, just so you know, Robin Leach that's real. Mika, Mika is living that Robin Leach lifestyle of the rich and famous,
Oh, you had to throw me in it.
Mika's living that lifestyle. So is Jeff. If you guys know Jeff, if you'd have seen, where he was staying at last week, oh my goodness, man, balling out of control. I told you, hey, it's good to have rich family members, man. Jeff has officially adopted me into the Soretta family, so we appreciate you, brother. Thank you to Ren Budden for the $50 super chat. Thank you so much.
Faith and family equals real power. Government has been taking more control by splitting families apart. Send your children to government schools for indoctrination and send your parents to old folks home, all so you can spend more time on your career. So very true. Very true.
Thank you, Sugar Shane, for the 2 jewels. We appreciate you. Jessica Zane in the building with the $10 super chat.
Aloha and good morning, Brother Wise and ARP. I remember crawling back home and having my dad say, "At least you know where to lick your wounds." Amen.
Mm. Thank you to Elliot Barton for the 10 jewels. We appreciate you. Corey Brown in the building, been a member for 3 months.
Crystal and Celeste are preaching facts. I love my daughters, but question why they made the decisions they've made daily. Shake my head. Don't worry, Corey. I'm sure my daddy's watching right now and be like, "Yep, I said the same thing about Crystal over there. She just choose to do what she wanted to do."
Hard-headed.
They'll come around.
R Black Pearl with the $10 super chat.
Hello, everyone. I'm retired age now, Black woman. I grew up with family living together, and we still do it. I moved in my own apartment at 18 with my own car. Today, back at 65, living and caring from family members. That's beautiful. That's absolutely beautiful.
Alicia C's coming through with 2 jewels. And thank you to CB Casey Ingram for the 10 jewels. We appreciate you. Appreciate your support. Thank you guys so much. And we definitely appreciate the super chats and super stickers. And those are greatly appreciated. Obviously, the Buy Me a Coffee Cash App, all of that good jazz works. We'll be right back with Ask Me Anything.
Ask me anything. Hello, and welcome back to this week's Ask Me Anything. This week's Ask Me Anything focuses on a question that has received little attention in the aftermath of the Carmelo Anthony case and amid the Nolan Wells case. Why phone technology seems to have produced so little video and photo evidence. In the Anthony case, many people following it closely found it strange that there were so few videos of the unaliving or the events leading up to it, given how many teens were present. Some concluded the verdict was rigged and that video evidence was being withheld to hide what actually led to the assault. A similar pattern appears in the Nolan Wells case. There is widespread speculation about Nolan's and his friends' phones and about why so few pictures and videos from that day have surfaced. We are used to teens documenting nearly every ordinary moment of their lives on their phones, even moments with no public interest. So it is odd that events of intense public interest, such as the deaths of Austin Metcalf and Nolan Wells, appear to leave almost no digital footprint. One possible explanation is something the two events have in common: race. In both cases, Carmelo Anthony and Nolan Wells were with mostly white people in mostly white spaces. This may be controversial, but not all teens behave the same way with their phones. Surveys show that daily screen time and internet use vary by race. Data from the National Centers for Health Statistics and the Pew Research Center indicate that Black and Hispanic teens report higher daily screen time. Overall, teens log 4+ hours of daily screen use. About 60% of Black teens report more than 4 hours of screen time, and 53% say they use the internet almost constantly. Among Hispanic teens, about 58% report using the internet almost constantly. By comparison, about 37% of white teens say they use the internet almost constantly, and a smaller share exceed 4 hours of daily screen time. Higher teen screen time is also linked to parents with lower educational attainment and to living in metropolitan areas. So teens who use the highest amount of screen time and internet are usually Black or Hispanic teens whose parents have lower educational attainment and who live in cities. Neither of this describes the settings of the Carmelo Anthony and Nolan Wells cases. Much of the skepticism around the Carmelo Anthony trial and the Nolan Wells investigation may come from judging all teens by the screen and internet habits more commonly among Black teens. This could help explain why pictures and videos from large gatherings of mostly white teens are scarce, while those from large gatherings of Black teens are plentiful. If race is a factor in either case, the screen time patterns of the teens involved may be part of that reason. This has been Ask Me Anything. Please send your question or request to askmeanything4547@gmail.com, and I'll see you next week.
I'm a poor person. Of course I carried before I married.
My name's Haley.
My name's Matthew, and we're pregnant. What did he say?
I'm a poor person. Of course I went to college. I'm a poor person. Of course I buy depreciating assets.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
I'm a poor person. Of course I'm getting divorced. I'm officially divorced. I'm a poor person. Of course I don't raise my kids in the home with their father.
You are not.
I'm a poor person. Of course I don't restrain myself sexually. Duh.
And he'd be like, damn, I wish I had some head. I'd be like, yo, bro, I got you.
I'm a poor person. Of course I won't read The Ass Backers Way to Move Forward.
All right, that was good. That was good. All right.
Yeah, I haven't heard that aspect addressed. I thank you for that, Celeste.
Yeah, that
food
was
for thought.
different. Now you're gonna have folks in the chat, they're gonna be upset with you, yo. They'll be upset with you. What do you mean? What do you mean uneducated?
Well, I think it's interesting because that lack of pictures and lack of video was a major talking point for the skeptics to say why they didn't believe, why they thought Carmelo Anthony was jumped and was beat up, and that somebody must have been videoing it. And where are the videos, and they're holding it back? And now in Nolan Wells' case, it's all about deleting Snapchats, and it is quite possible that those things are not there because, in fact, those children don't have the same screen habits and internet use that Black urban kids have. And if you go look on the internet right now and you go say, I want to see a large gathering of white kids, go ahead, type it in to TikTok. Show me a large gathering of white kids wilding out. You can't find these. I did a search because I was like, I want to check this. I'm not saying there's never anything, but there certainly isn't anything in the numbers and the volume and with the consistency that we see in Black teens. And I think that we again, Black people are going to have to realize you're judging these mostly white, mostly upper middle class situations the way you are judging the behavior of Black teens who are not in those situations. And I think if we could realize that, we could let some of this skepticism, at least on that part, go.
Celeste, you also think, and I was thinking about this because one thing I always try to put out there is that you need to teach your children that everything does not need to be on the Lord's internet. And everybody feels, especially within and I think that's why we always see it, especially in the Black community. You're always seeing them put everything that goes down, every fight, every jump, everything on the internet. You're just like, everything does not belong on the Lord's internet. Some things you just need to just put your phone away. Even, and I don't be paying attention to Beyonce like that, but even at the Beyonce concert, there was one time the guy was in there and she said, be in the moment. I'm like singing right in front of you. And the person was so just want to be on the phone. So I think
Yeah.
there's a thing where they always feel like everything, they can't be an experience. They can't be in that experience. They
Well,
need
if your
to
mama
have
doing it,
documented. That's true. That is true.
I
And
can't stand that. I like living in the moment. I don't need to document every little thing that I'm doing. And when I'm out and about, especially if I'm doing something that I think is cool, nah, I don't want to, videotape the fact that now I might snap a picture or two. When I went to the World Cup, a couple of months ago, I took a picture, to send to my wife. And then that was it. And I didn't even put it on social media because I just don't do stuff like that. I mean, I'm on social media every day, but I don't do that. You know what I'm saying? And I just don't understand people that can't go to a concert, can't go to a ball game without recording the entire thing to let everybody know that I did this. I just think that's weird.
but that's
But so let,
because they need to have all of that for the purpose of showing people that they've had it, right? And this comes with what Celeste was talking about, a different class, right? Middle class and upper class people, whether white, black, mixed, they have a different mindset. And that's why, like, honestly and truly, if it's not something that I'm doing, a lot of people didn't know where I lived, what I did, what, oh my God, you have this, because I don't need to tell you, right? Now, sometimes it slip out. You have, my friends or people like Wise, but other than that, you don't feel the need to, because you know what you're doing. It's almost like when it comes to that whole point of where you see uh sometimes white people, they have they're rich and they have certain clothing on. You're like, well, why don't they wear their wealth? And it's because they understand that they know that they have it, and they're going for a different point of view, whether it's uh, generational wealth, power, this and that. It's almost like in the Black community, you're forced to have to show people your worth.
Mm,
And that translates to everything else. Show people what your family has and this and that. All of that on the social media. I don't know why.
yeah. Go ahead,
and
mention it.
the idea of misassociation is being a major problem in our society. Everybody's misjudging everybody else based upon poor research, poor proper analysis. We get blamed. Good, decent black people get blamed for a lot of what these crazy black people do, as if we're all the part of the same family. Um, good Christians get blamed for what crazy people who claim to be Christians do. So
Yeah.
it's really important for that people not to be so quick to jump to judgment because of what they think things are or should be. It's very important that we as decent people not get caught up in that, because we can do the same thing. It's very easy to look at something and judge it before you take the time to investigate properly. Proper investigation seems to be a lost art these days. Really taking your time and thinking things through carefully, and that's why those two death situations have been so poorly examined and so hotly used to misinform people. It's dangerous. I do not want to ever be responsible for misconstruing something that causes other people to see something wrong, because I have this strange feeling that the Bible says that we're going to be held accountable for what we say and what we do. And if we took that seriously, we'd be a lot less slower on what we openly, publicly say before we did our homework. God bless you, Sister Les.
To Mika's point, and I'm gonna leave it here. I said in my book that poor people who cannot be proud of what they produce are proud of what they consume, and that's why you have to see it, because there's no production in their lives. And where there's no production, they have to still have a life that has meaning. They have placed the meaning on their consumption.
Elder Travis, did you want to add something?
No, I just agree with everything that everybody says, because when I played professional sports, I remember my first time coming home. The one thing that was, when we were playing, the first thing they'd be like, "Well, I could play too," and I'm like, "Eh." And then they start talking about the cars. Most of the things that they had was rented, leased, and I'm just looking at everybody, and I'm like, of course the ego in me would be like, just do it. But then how I was raised and who I am, because like you said, it's a cultural thing. It would be more like you don't have to prove who you are, because who you are is who you are. But a lot of times that comes from insecurities. You know, a lot of times people have a internal insecurity that you did not create. So that's one thing that I had to learn, you know, especially as I started growing and you start seeing people move. Just think about Jay-Z. When he was poor, he had all this jewelry on, and now that he's, you know, estimated worth $1 billion, where's the jewelry? You know, every rapper goes and grab jewelry. Most of them are, you
Like
know, in
starter kit.
360 deals. You know, what people don't learn even about, I think a couple of professional athletes starting to put it out now. If I sign for 5 million, I really got two.
Yeah.
You know, and so I still got to live, you know, and so people look, oh man, he made 5 million. Well, there is taxes, there is still lifestyle, but then a lot of people take their lifestyle and they wear their lifestyle. They wear their money. There's no investment in the money, and so when I see people acting like that, moving like that, you know, putting themselves, because one thing about me, I'm trying to do better at it. You know, you know, we out take pictures and stuff. So I could take a selfie with us, but if I'm out, I'm trying to enjoy the moment. I'm trying to, if somebody else take the picture, hey, let me get that when you done. But for the most part, for me, I'm trying to enjoy where I'm at. I'm trying to feel, I'm trying to, because I can never get this back. There are so
Yeah.
many memories I have for being all over the world. People like, you got pictures? I got stories for you that I'll never forget, you know, that you can get. But people live in a whole big bubble of insecurities because of the propaganda that's being pushed the whole time. And I agree with Celeste. They might have didn't record it. Like they probably did. I can go out right now and, you know, I won't record anything, you know, unless somebody say, hey, remember to do this. And I'm like, oh man, you know, that's why I need a PR team. If I get a PR team, I have all the photos you want.
Pastor, you're so right, because I say that all the time. I suck at social media because I suck at recording. They're like, you would be so much bigger if you just. I'm like, yeah, but I suck at recording. I just want to do this, and then I move on, right? But I just want to say this, Celeste, you're absolutely correct, because when I take my daughter out places, you know, people talk to her and they say, "Oh, what you doing for the summer?" She's like, "Well, I want to go back to Puerto Rico." They're like, "Puerto Rico, right?" And it's that I value, because there's no pictures or anything. It's memories.
Mm-hmm.
And my 5-year-old is able to express that. So it's like you said, Celeste, the production.
Yeah. Well, I did the same thing, Celeste, because someone had, you know, got upset. They were in the comment section. They was like, why is it that you always talk about the clips or only talk about the clips of, you know, Black folks doing this, and this? So I took it upon myself to go on to TikTok and X to see if I could find videos and footage, you know, of, you know, white kids and white folks cutting up and acting a fool and putting it on social media. I'm not saying that they don't cut up and act a fool. I just couldn't find as many videos on social media. I couldn't. And I was searching. It doesn't take much for you to find Black folks in the hood cutting up. It don't take much to find them, but I was searching and I didn't find many. There were a few, but nowhere near as many as you would, you know, in some of these Black communities out there. Yeah, I tried. I just unsuccessful, because, you know, folks just, I guess they just don't do it like that. You know, I guess folks are like, hey, what happens in the holler? You know, what happens in the trailer park? It stays in the holler and it stays in the trailer park. I guess, but in the hood, they got to put everything out, you know, immediately. So, I mean, it's
I
crazy.
also blame that on insecure parents creating insecure kids.
Mm.
I literally blame that on that as well. An insecure parent to create an insecure kid. Most of those, you know, what we call white people, they walk around, like you said, they don't have Gucci on, they don't have none of that. They got a regular collar shirt, he just pulled out the back, but he's worth millions. And so guess what? Little Tommy gonna wear the same thing. But see, we'll pay and buy the $200 Jordan and this and this and that. So now our child has placed value in those things. I can go get my daughter some some no name brand. She gonna wear them things like they're the best thing ever. You know, you present the value to your kid. When an insecure person, they gonna beg it an insecure person. You know, if
Yes.
you don't feel like you have value, you're gonna create things and people that don't have value. But when you have value, you spread it. That's your inheritance.
Brother
No,
West, I was
you're
just going to
absolutely right.
say real quick, just to add to that, it also reminds me of what we talked about before, where the Asian community, the white community, Hispanic community, they are taught to protect the family name, the legacy, the family name. Black people, they just want to protect the culture. They protect the, so for them the culture is bad, the bad behavior is culture, whereas these people, even if they have videos, even if they have pictures, again, it's not going on the internet, because listen, if my mama find it, this will destroy the family name. I'm not trying to destroy the family name. And until we get to that point where people start thinking about, I don't want to mess up my family legacy, I don't want to mess up the family name, then you're always going to see these things out there. Because yes, you think back to the Chick-fil-A, remember the bounce, the Chick-fil-A bounce?
Oh, yeah.
And why would you do that and get caught at work doing that? But they thought, you know what, I'm about to become famous, this is for the culture, and so on and so forth. The lady who decided she was going to record that she stole those bags to the Spend That song because she wanted to represent the culture and not protect her legacy. This is what I'm saying. It's a different mindset that our culture, well, black people have, and I'm talking about the black people over there, because over here we have common sense. Black people over there versus what other people have, where we understand, I can't be embarrassing my family like that. No, Lord. That's it.
Yeah. Let me read the super chats and we'll keep it moving. Shout out to BKC with the 10 jewels. We appreciate your support. Thank you to Danny Riggs coming through with the $2 super chat. Thank you to Scruff Dizzle joining the ARP family. Thank you, Scruff Dizzle. I like that name, Scruff Dizzle. Shout out to the Southeast Vince channel for the $20 super chat.
So much common sense being bandled about there. Slap some icing on it, slice it up, and serve it with several scoops of ice cream. Graduated in 1986 from a high school in PG County, Maryland. Not a Skins fan, so go Dolphins.
Wow. Okay. How'd that work?
He's from PG. It's okay.
Shout out to is that how you say that? Roseanne?
Rosianne Felix.
Okay. Thank you, Miss Felix. $10, 10 jewels. We appreciate your support. Shout out to S Rose, says hello to you all. Queen told me about you. God bless you all. Shout out to you. Y'all make sure y'all show S Rose some love for pulling up today, hanging out with us for a little bit. Hopefully you're subscribed to the channel. Subscribe, become a member. We appreciate your support though. Thank you for pulling up today. Shout out to Jordan Godson coming through with the 10 jewels. We appreciate your support. And thank you to Karen Elliott with the $2 super chat.
Can't build memories with a TikTok attention span. 100%.
Hey, the biggest red flag, for the single folks, if you go on a date and she pull out her phone to take a picture of her meal, just get up and walk away right then and there. Just get up and walk away right then and there. She's no good.
She may have never been to the chop house like that.
No, I don't care.
And leave her with the bill.
Oh, she gonna put that on TikTok too.
That's going on TikTok. Look at you, broke.
Listen, I expect that out of minister now. Okay.
I told you he messy every time.
Yeah, you can't. I just don't believe in playing around with crazy.
He said, leave her with the bill. Hey, she took the phone out to take a picture of her steak. Look at that. Now, y'all know Mika. I told you, like Robin Leach, like so rich, she brought up the chop house, the chop house. Lifestyles of the rich and famous. You know what I'm saying? The chop house.
Listen, and I'm not betraying the Black and White Alliance, but wasn't it just a week ago before you were talking about some coffee crusted steak that you had?
That part. Thank you, Celeste.
Thank you, Celeste.
Dang,
it's not just me that's
Celeste,
bougie.
You got to bring up old stuff, man. Golly.
It was attacking the sisterhood, so I had to
Exactly.
That was pretty good. I haven't been to the chop house. We got one right around the corner. It's not too far away from my house, man. We got a chop house now.
Did you hear that? Celeste, you see Celeste and Mika, did you hear that? He said it's right around the
He
corner.
know.
Right around the corner.
Well, good. That's where we go when we visit you.
Hey, y'all come on out. Hey, I already told y'all, birthday dinner on me. I already said that.
Okay. All right. Crystal.
We're there.
We got to make that trip.
Now that I'm back, I'll do something.
Shout out to Cap America coming through with the $10 super chat.
I can kind of say I saw the negatives of Get Out Freeloader in Boy Meets World. Everybody just spent the rest of the series fighting. That is true. That is true. I remember Boy Meets World. Yep, 100%. Did you watch that? Did any of you watch it?
I watched a little bit of it. I remember the show from back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to T. Paul with the $5 super chat.
This is T. I got too many whooping talking about family. Now I won't speak. I ill of the dead. Show some respect. Let God speak for me. Amen. Mm-hmm.
And thank you to
Cherie Zachary.
Oh, okay. Cherie Zachary. Thank you so much for the $2 super sticker. Alrighty. I want to play this next clip here. It's on the lengthier side of things, but y'all see what's happening. The socialists are actually winning primaries within the Democratic Party. And the one that people are probably talking about the most is up in Michigan, that Senate seat with what's the dude's name? Abdul Muhammad Rahman Al Said. I think that's how you say his entire name. And a lot of folks are not happy. You have actually people within the Democrat Party that are saying, hey, I'm not supporting this. They can't get behind it. And obviously, there's a lot of independents out there. So I want to play this clip for you. If there's at any point in this that you want to stop, just kind of toss a finger up there. I'll stop it and you can add. It's about a 6.5, maybe 7-minute clip here. But there was a lot. There was too much. I mean, I had to cut this thing down from like 20 minutes of stuff that I had. So but it's pretty good.
Democratic chances look now in Michigan now that we know that El Sayed is the nominee?
You know, once El Sayed became the favorite for that nomination, and now that he's actually become the nominee, Democratic chances have fallen dramatically. Okay, counties El Sayed won in the primary. 0 of 15. 0 of 15 with the lowest share of college degrees. Ergo, he did not win in those working class areas. Where he did win, he won 13 of the 15 counties with the highest share of college degrees. So you're thinking about Democrats having real trouble amongst the working class. El Sayed's support came dramatically from those areas. In fact, not where there is working class folks, but where there are.
So basically what he's saying is the people that are not indoctrinated from these college campuses, they understand what socialism is, and they're saying, no, thank you.
Are highly educated folks, more from elite circles than from the working class circles. And I think there's real worries among Democrats. Well, will that transfer over to the general election and El Sayed continue to have the problems that prior Democrats have had with the working class?
You think that's not the only worry the Democrats should have here?
No, it's not the only worry.
I do want to say this real quick, and I'm sorry for stopping it again. But the Democratic Socialists, they keep telling everybody that their policies is to help the working class, but the working class is saying, we don't want your help.
100%, and it's very funny that you're seeing that they're like, we reject you. It's only the people, the only people with like you said, only people with that are sitting in the indoctrination institutions are supporting this foolishness.
Because, I mean, the polling estimated El Sayed's primary margin by about 10 points. And I think there's a real question, will that happen in the general election again? Because the general election polling is quite tight. And what we know in Michigan is the candidate of the college degrees tend to be overestimated. Will that happen with El Sayed? Maybe, but I think it's just another worry in why this race has closed dramatically and the folks who are trying to handicap it.
Super interesting, Harry. Thank you.
Sayed wins, I will not vote Democrat. I'll switch over, and I'll vote for a candidate with character, whoever that might be.
I expect Haley to prevail, and I'm very anxious about the socialist aspect of what Abdul and his supporters represent. I'm a liberal, but I'm not a socialist.
The Democrat machine isn't dead yet. They're grabbing their guns, hopping on the saddle, and heading off to battle, telling the New York Times, quote, "We're preparing for the next war that is coming." The machine raised $15 million to fight the commie insurgency. Now, the commies, they don't even need money. They fight just because they like the taste of blood. But the cash, that's the only thing the machine knows. And cash has always been king until now. Kamala outspent Trump 2-1, and Salty Grapes outspent Abdul 10-1. Now the clock's ticking. Quote, their fear, Abdul was paving a path for a progressive to seize the party's presidential nomination in 2028 and then go on to lose the general election. The commies are already measuring the drapes.
Do you think that there will be a nominee, a Democratic nominee for president that will be either a Democratic Socialist or aligned with Democratic Socialist policies?
I think we will see what the voters have to say when it comes to 2028. I think that we have seen the best thing to do is to listen to what voters want.
The buzz at this week's D.C. cocktail parties, Abdul's unstoppable. One of his former staffers says this.
I think if he wins the general election, he will run for president.
I have the same thing. See, we're two for two on who's going to run for president.
Yeah,
same. I totally agree.
Guarantee you, he will be the progressive front runner.
AOC might be the heir to Bernie's throne, but she's only one in the Bronx. And let's be honest, the Democrats haven't had good luck running women. So if Abdul wins a general in the Rust Belt, he's going to have street cred. And Muslim fever is going to spread. The establishment's ordering a code red, calling this a mortal danger to the party. They've even cobbled together a war room to do opposition research on every single commie up and down the ballot. They're treating the commies like Republicans. So, commies, get ready to be accused of rape. Plattner, sound familiar? But the communists have a secret weapon: crazy white women.
You're going to hear establishment preservationist Democrats saying, oh, Abdul can't win in the general election. And this is horse. It is horse because look no further than New York. Why are they winning? Because the people are sick of politicians whoring themselves out to corporations.
The ladies better not get too cocky because Abdul's numbers just dropped, literally.
Once El Sayed became the favorite for that nomination, and now that he's actually become the nominee, Democratic chances have fallen dramatically. You can see it right here. Cast your prediction odds. Take a look here. Chance to win the Michigan Senate race. You go back to April at this point in the month. Dems had a 79% chance. Look how that number has fallen dramatically. Down we go into Lake Michigan. Now we're talking about just a 59% chance. While Mike Rogers, the Republican nominee, look at this, 21% chance, basically doubling now up to a 41% chance.
Michigan's a swing state. You can't win it with just college towns. He's already in the hole with blacks, white working class, and farm country. Abdul knows that, so he's transitioning.
With the positions that you've had on Medicare for All or abolishing ICE or, a billionaire's tax, what do you think that looks like in terms of going forward?
I think right now the question that people are asking is not where do you stand on the left-right spectrum on a series of issues that people talk about on CNN. I think the questions that people are asking is who's going to help me afford my housing? Who's going to help me afford my groceries? Who's going to make sure I can see a doctor if I get sick? I'm interested in answering those questions. I'm not a socialist, but I am a scientist.
Oh, so the Michigan Muslim wants to abolish ICE, your doctor, and your savings. And we've already dealt with a mad scientist during the pandemic. We're good. Just like Tallarico's trying to prove that he loves women, Abdul's trying to prove he loves Jews.
So as I've always said to my Jewish sisters and brothers, I'm looking forward to fighting the fight against anti-Semitism and Islamophobia with you. I'm looking forward to joining you. If you open the door for me, I'm happy to come in. I'm looking forward to building relationships. I hope that you'll join this movement.
If Abdul can bring Jews and Muslims together, then Mazel Tov. He should be president. But that's a long shot. Abdul spent the whole primary blasting Jewish money. Salty Grape Stevens got 30 mil of it. Suddenly, Abdul realizes the general's going to be expensive, and he's like, shalom! And Chuck's holding the purse. So Abdul has gone from, Chuck's got to go to, Chuck, he's my bro.
How did your call with Chuck Schumer go today?
Well, at this point, I'm the only Democrat standing to come to the inside of the U.S. Senate, and I think we had a good, meaningful, heart-to-heart conversation about what it takes to win in a state like Michigan, and what needs to be done to defeat Mike Rogers. So I'm looking forward to partnering alongside him to win the Senate majority.
Breaking news! It is 12:58 a.m. Steve Kornacki finally announced it. Abdul El-Sayed has won the Michigan primary! And I'm from Wisconsin! And I am cheering so loud. Oh my God. Thank you, Michigan. Thank you. Oh my God. Ya Allah! Congratulations, Abdul! I knew you were gonna do it! now I can finally go to bed. I was like, I cannot go to bed until this happens, until it's called that Abdul has won, and he won! So happy!
Wow, that's sad. That's sad.
Would you vote for Abdul Sayed?
Yeah.
You would vote for him?
Yeah, I would.
You would? After everything we just said?
Yeah, because here's the thing. I think that I understand when I do this as an analyst from the center. I do this as somebody who's not putting their opinion into it, because I genuinely look at all the sides. I talk to the people who are involved, and I look at it as an analyst. And so,
but how could you vote for somebody who doesn't want Jews in the Democratic Party?
Because I don't think that he doesn't want Jews in the Democratic Party. I think that the media has clipped the wrong pieces, because I've listened to him, and when he says things, he says Mamdani does a much better job of it. But
he
talk
doesn't
about
want Zionists. He does not want Zionists in his party.
So correct? I think that you're right that Zionism is a central tenet of the modern conception of Judaism, but I think that a lot of people connect to their faith without connecting to the political aspect of it. And to me, my attachment to Israel is an ancient one. It's not a political one.
But you're a Zionist.
So, but not I'm not a Zionist in the modern
Zionism,
definition. It depends on what that definition
is. The
is.
modern definition is the state of Israel has a right to exist as a Jewish state. You are a Zionist. You said so earlier. You want there to be a Jewish state.
Why are these people so stupid? Why are these people so stupid?
Crystal, I'm gonna give you the first word on this. I do want to say white liberal women is going to be the death knell of American society. They are terrible.
The end.
I agree. I keep saying over and over again, I don't know how many different ways I have to say it, and I don't care who's offended. That's your business. Talk to Jesus. White liberal women are the devil, okay? They are the most dangerous species that's out here. They're the most problematic because they're so stupid. They're so stupid. They're so dumb and they don't even know it. That's the problem with white liberal women. They sicken my very soul. And honestly, I think they have the true bloodline of Jezebel, because Jezebel wanted to get in all of the ridiculousness through legislation. That's what Jezebel wanted. She wanted power through legislation. She wanted to be able to do the foolishness that she wants to do through legislation. And so that's why you see these white liberal women supporting this foolishness. Let me help the people out here, because I had to go in real quick to see the demographics of the people that supported Abdul El Sayed, his whole entire government name. I'm not trying to figure out. Black voters, the majority black areas, got this man in office. This is how dumb y'all are. Y'all hate white people because of slavery, but somehow the other y'all forgot about the trans-Saharan slave trade. Somehow y'all forgot about that. Y'all forgot.
Crystal, they didn't forget. They don't know.
Look,
they're ignorant.
That's even worse. The people that y'all are supporting are your masters. I just want y'all to know that. If y'all want to call white people your masters, the colonizers, what do you call them? And mind you, when slavery ended amongst quote unquote, again, it wasn't white people, it was Democrats. But since y'all want to call it white people, I'm going to talk y'all. I'm going to speak y'all language for y'all right now. I'm going to speak y'all language right now. If white people are the colonizers and their slave trade ended first, and the trans-Saharan slave trade went on forever and a day. In fact, they're still holding people in slavery in some of these African countries. How are y'all still supporting that? I don't understand your mindset. Y'all are absolutely ridiculous. I have no word, especially you black voters. I don't understand y'all, because it said in Detroit he won big. In some of these large black populations, led by 8 points amongst black residents. What is wrong with y'all? Y'all are stupid. And to the Jewish people, that Jewish lady that's sitting down there, I don't know. Let me explain this to y'all. I'm gonna do this slower for y'all, because maybe I talk too fast. That's that New York in me. So let me slow it down for y'all. Takia is a very real thing. All of these people in Islam are playing takia with y'all. Let me explain what takia is. They're going to say whatever they need to say to make you feel like they're in alignment with you, and they are allowed to do that in their religion. They're allowed to lie in their religion to trick you so that they can get to be dominant over you, because your guard will be down. You think that they're your friend, and then they will take over. I don't even understand how y'all don't understand that. If you go and actually do some work, y'all, again, they showed that a lot of his supporters were college educated. Well, then y'all could read. Go read something. Go look it up. If you look, the Islamic ideology, they don't like anyone that is not of Islam. They don't care for anyone. You loudmouth white liberal women that think you run everything, they don't like you. Go ask those people, those women in the UK, what happened to them when they started running amok in their country. Go talk to them. Go look at the 250,000 cases of things that happened to these women and girls, like 11, 12-year-old girls. But this is what y'all trying to support here in America. The thing, I'm gonna go back to the statement that I said before. Liberals thought they were using Islam to bring in socialism. But you useful idiots don't realize that Islam is using y'all, Muslims are using y'all to bring Islam into America and to take over America. That is their goal, that is their point. And again, if y'all don't understand, again, Adam was a soy boy. He was a soy boy. But Satan went to Eve to be able to accomplish his goal of bringing destruction to humanity. And that's literally what they're doing right now. They're coming to the stupid liberal white women that sit down here and saying, I'm supposed that woman stayed up and is cheering. I can't believe it. El Said won. El Said won. Do you know what they will do to you? Oh my goodness. I just had an image of what they would do to you. And it's not pretty. And then if you don't conform to them, I know they said they won't take your life. Okay, they will make you pay what is it, a Giza? They'll make you pay the tax. I guess y'all didn't know about the tax that you have to pay for them if you don't convert to Islam. There's a tax that you have to pay. These are the things that happens when you do research and you actually know. You go out, let me change it again. This is what happens when you go outside and touch the grass. You know other people's culture, you know other people's things, so you don't support things that are not good for America. If y'all want socialism so bad, pick one of the many countries around the world and go live there. If you want communism so bad, pick one of the many countries around the world that's doing it and go live there. Stop trying to disrupt our capitalist America, number one, and our constitutional republic that we love very much here in America.
Elder Travis, we give you the next word.
Ooh, I was trying to figure how I could state this. So, in my 13 years, I probably spent about 7 or 8 of them in a Muslim country, playing in Muslim countries. At one point in my life, I even dabbled into Islam. I met the sheikh over a country, the imams and everything like that. The democratic socialism is no way near how Islam is really moved, just like she was saying with, the white woman jumping up and down saying, it literally sounds like the book of Genesis. It literally sounds like that. He's tickling her fancy. That's why he doesn't go to Adam. He's telling her these good things. But one thing that people don't know is, and people always kind of conjure it, Satan never lied to her. He just skirted the truth. And so, and just like she said, they just saying whatever that needs to be said. They're saying whatever needs to tickle the fancy to make your ear feel good, and they're clamoring at it. And so we get them in office. I agree with her. They're trying to put Islam in America. We're in a Christian country. I don't, me personally, I know that I don't believe that they're going to win. I don't think God would allow that. But hey, we don't know what God allowed. We don't control all that. But I don't think that would happen. But to say democratic socialism, that is against the very thing of Islam. You know, just like she said, with the women, with the authoritativeness, the way that they move, like literally living there. Like I literally lived in these places to where the government is the Islamic government. You know, it's nothing like how we move here, how we live here. I've been in Basra, Qatar, you know, Dubai, like all these places. The government is totally different than how we live here in America, where we like to say the land of the free. And just to see her jump up and down, I'm even looking at her. Where are you, in your bedroom, or how you like? I'm just looking at her. I'm like, okay, I see why you voted for him. And just like the propaganda of like the educated people, that's the propaganda that they've read in that book. You've read this in this book, but those that have common sense, so you know, you got your book sense, then you got your common sense. Those that got common sense, they know better. And they know we can't put this man up there. I don't care what, because everything he's saying is against the very fabric of Islam. So it's, you know, I don't care what he says. Just like she said, if you do your research, if you pay attention, and, you know, on my side, actually being there, studying it, studying the Quran, studying the Hadith, I done studied all of that. You know, the way that they move, how they move. You know, the Prophet Muhammad was all about the government. He controlled it. It's a whole thing behind it. When you do your research, everything this man is saying is against what they believe. It's literally against it. So you think he's going to go against his actual belief to, you know, to make America happy, to what, to make America
Takia,
great
baby.
again? He's going to
Takia,
go
baby.
against the fabric of his belief? Like, come on. It doesn't even make sense. But that's where common sense goes out the window, and she's jumping up and down and she's running. Lady, he's Muslim. Go study Islamic beliefs. Go study it. And she says, oh my God, he's won. She's about to cry and all this extra stuff. You are emotionally caught up in something that you have no common sense about. Because at the fabric of his being, he is a Muslim man. If he is, okay, let's just say this. I'm going to say this and I'm going to get out the way. Let's just say this. You value the character of that man. You value the character. Most of us that have fathers and, you know, married, you know, all of that, the character of that man, the value of that man, the core of that man is not changing. He may, you know, fluctuate and doing this differently to accommodate you and all of that, but the fabric of that man is not changing. So you're going to tell me he's going to say all these things and forget that he's a Muslim? He's going to say all that. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. We're going to take this apart and forget that he serves Allah or the Prophet Muhammad and however they do it now. You're telling me that's what's going to happen, and he's going to make America great, a Christian nation. He's going to make a Christian nation great and denounce, because he got to denounce his beliefs in order to sit and say he's a part of this Christian nation. You think he's about to denounce his beliefs? Man, I digress. People just got to get some common sense, man. Yeah, you can't.
Well, I mean, when
you can't grade stupid.
The Democratic Socialists are really starting to take hold in the country because people are looking for something for nothing. And what they don't understand is that there's nothing out here that is free. It's going to cost you something. And that's why you see, I don't know if you guys have noticed, within the DSA, you're also starting to see a rise of Black people within the Democratic Socialists. There's a few of them running. There's one running out in Philly. There is one that ran and won his primary out in the Detroit area as a representative. And so you're starting to see, you know, more and more Black people take hold to this socialist mindset, you know, of thinking that we need to tear the system down, not understanding that that is the system that puts you in the position that you're currently in today, that makes you some of the wealthiest people to ever exist in this on this planet. And it's really sad, you know, because I mean, we could talk about, you know, the white liberal women, and Lord knows that they are, you know, an issue. But what also concerns me is that you're starting to see more and more Black people align with this socialist propaganda. And you're seeing it not only in the way that they vote, but they're also, you know, joining the movement. They're card carrying, due paying individuals within the DSA. And they're not afraid to come out there and say that. Because you got a lot of folks out there that, you know, for the better part of, I don't know, maybe 40, 50 years, or maybe even longer, you know, they're out here at this reparation thing or whatever. And now you have these folks saying, you know what, we're the people. I know the Democrats won't give you that, but we'll give you those reparations. So you got folks, looking for something for nothing. I mean, this DSA situation, I mean, it's a full-fledged psyop all the way around. However you want to look at it, it is a full-fledged psyop in every direction that you look at it. Minister Denzel, we'll give you the next word.
Wise man, you said a mouthful, man, and that's why it's so important for people like us who have our heads screwed on right to get this message out to them. These people do not understand what they're stepping into. It is sad. I don't think the socialist communism or Islam or any of this stuff should have any traction. It should have any recognition. But the reason why they do is because people are functioning by their feelings and by their desire for handouts. And they're not thinking with their brain. They're not thinking rationally. And so many of them are incapable of thinking right. They've so trained themselves to think on terms of, what are you going to give to me? What are you going to give to me that I want? And I have to say it. These socialists they're playing these people, and we need to cut into that play. Our message has to be just as clear as to what our method of thinking and our policies, how it benefits them, because that's what they're listening to. They're saying, what's in it for me? What have you done for me lately? What are you going to do for me? So we got to tell them, listen, they're saying they're going to do this for you and that for you and give you these free things, but that's really not what's going to happen. That's a con. And our message has to be so potent that when they hear their message, they'll see what they're really saying and not what they think they're saying. Because like you said, Brother Wise, you're right. A lot of African-American people are falling for it hook, line, and sinker, because they see you they think that they're telling them, I'm going to take care of you. I'm going to give you those things that you want, what you need. And as Sister Chris was saying, that's the key in Islam. You tell people anything you have to tell them to convince them that's to give you power. And then they're going to run all over you. And the communists were the same way. They'll say anything that you need them to say to make you think that they're for you until they get the power. And then they're going to run all over you. You're nobody to them. And that's a message that we have to get out to these people so that they don't get screwed like they're getting screwed. God bless you.
No, you're absolutely right, Minister Danzo. And I mean, people who forget, how many people have communism taken out? I mean, we're talking hundreds of millions of lives lost due to communism, hundreds of millions. Every society that has tried this, there isn't one society where you can say, hey, they implemented this and it actually turned out great for the people. You can't name one. And for the life of me, I mean, I understand why it's working on these college campuses, because this is what has been done back in the day. They push this on the quote unquote educated, the quote unquote elite amongst the societies. You saw it in China, you saw it in Cuba, you saw it in Venezuela, you saw it, with Lenin. Everywhere they started on these college campuses, and they've convinced those that would be considered the most intelligent, amongst the group, that this is the best way to go. About 5 or 6 years ago, one of my friends, his son told me, he was like, hey, socialism would work. It's just never been implemented properly. That's what they get. They get taught this in college. These professors are teaching them this. Like, it's actually a solid, ideology. It's just the people that did it, they've never implemented it properly. But what they don't understand is that, and the thing is, let me say this, and Mika, I want to get you in there. The other thing is that most of these people that push this, they're also not Christians. So they don't have this moral, this moral guidance, or guideline that we have, so they believe that people are inherently nice, and that when people get the power, they're just inherently, they're going to do the right things. And they don't understand that, no, people are actually inherently evil. They're inherently sinful. You have to be taught to be nice. Somebody has to teach you to be that way. They just assume that people are going to be friendly and they're going to, hey, if they get the power, they're going to do the right things. Wow. But history has showcased that
history, baby. That's right.
When people get the power, especially when they get unchecked power, they don't normally turn for good. They normally turn for bad. That's what history has showcased us. Mika, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. I want to focus on something else that I see. because here's the thing, and I'm just like, Pastor Travis. Everybody knows I like Dubai. So I spend a lot of time over there. But I noticed one thing: they don't want to come here. Well, why don't they want to come here? Because it's different, right? And so their thoughts and their ideologies are over there. What I have noticed in the Democratic Party in general is an extreme. Okay. It is an extreme of any faction that you can think about. Let's look at Tellerico. Tellerico is what? Supposedly Christian, correct? He preaches, he's a pastor, all of this. We know he not work with me. But he supposedly
we judge the tree by the fruit.
You know that's why I said
tree
work with
is
me.
rotten.
We know. But he's supposedly Christian, right? But he takes extreme measures on when he starts to talk about certain things from the Bible, right? And one with sense would look at it and be like, no, right? The same as with Abdul. What he's talking about, they don't do in Dubai. So there will be no way he could help you, right? Because that's not what he believes. I can assure you that's not what he believes. There are beautiful things over in Dubai, don't get me wrong, but there are things that they don't believe, which is why they don't intermingle with other cultures. Like, you can't go there and become a dual citizen. You can't go there and get the things that they get because it's not for you. And they have made that clear, right? You can come there and work, you can come there and enjoy the luxuries and things that are there, but you cannot become a citizen, and it's for a reason. They don't want you and your thoughts and your ideas coming over there messing with their country. And that's perfectly fine. I don't know why in the world Americans don't get that here, right? It's okay for other people to come here and enjoy America, do this, that, and the third. But why are you implementing certain things that don't work here? Okay.
Stupid.
And it's absolutely dumb. We're all humans. I get it. So, of course, we're going to intermingle. We're going to go into each other's countries, cultures, all of that stuff. I've been places, Hindu, this, that, and the third, whatever that they believe, right? However, I don't go and take that and try to implement it in my house, right? And so, overall, the arching point is they want everything for free. When nothing, and I do absolutely nothing. Even if you involve socialism, it's not free. You're giving up something. And everything that is natural has to have a give and a take, a yin and a yang. And people are trying to void themselves of that. They're trying to void themselves of the consequences. They're trying to void themselves of reaping what they sow. They're trying to void themselves of all of that by skirting around the issue that you're not doing anything for your country. You're not doing anything for the next fellow person, your neighbor. You don't even know them. There's no sense of camaraderie in America anymore. There's no sense of anything anymore. And I understand the whole thought process of our constitutional republic being not being bound by religion, meaning like a religion can't be the government, right? Because of the things that happen over in Europe. The problem is they've voided themselves of any moral hierarchy. So when you do that, now you're saying, well, I can just come up with anything. And that's what they're doing. They're coming up with anything. They have women who aren't women. We can clearly see that is a ma'am. And they're allowing themselves to be governed by what the government deems to be moral and to be right. And the government is essentially become the thing that the founders didn't want it to be. Like, the government has decided what is the religion. The government has decided what is right and wrong, morally, this and that and the third. That's why they can make all these stupid immigration policies and policies for different racial groups and factions and things like that. We've literally turned on the head what our country was supposed to be. All you have to do is look at that. But for some reason, we aren't looking at that anymore. And the Democratic Party is a prime example of what nobody else in the world is doing.
Celeste, we'll give you the last word on this. We're going to keep it moving.
Well, I just want to say that I think women who are unsatisfied with their looks and with their lifestyle and with their current situation are dangerous. The great seer into the future, as his words have lasted several generations. William Shakespeare has said, "Hell hath no fury like a woman scorned." People, I think, misunderstand that to be a romantic statement. That is a complete statement that can include romance. But honey, let these people have their way. They will bring down wrath upon your country. Now, I want to say, I have said before that the Democrats don't like Black people. Remember, I said they don't like you. And they used you, and they used your so-called grievance for integration and equality to get themselves into a situation of power and prominence. And now that you have done that for them, and they have forming a new coalition, they are ready to drop you. The problem with Black people is that they are more liberal than they are Black, which is why they cannot stand up for a Clarence Thomas or for a Shelby Steele or for a Ben Carson or for any Black person who's living and working and showing the results of common sense. They are more liberal than they are Black. So this brings me to this so-called Zionist woman who was on the panel, who cannot convince me that she knows much about present Zionists. And she said she's an ancient Zionist. You need to go back and read in the 1900s, in the 1800s, what the Zionists were writing then. Before, if you want to align yourself with ancient Zionism, you might want to find out what that is. But I will say this: the Jews, you have dug your own hole. And I have great admiration for the Jewish people. I, in fact, learned to swim at the JCC, and for that, I'd like to say thank you. However, this cozying up that you've had for the past 80 years with liberals who don't like you, they have told you they don't like you. The liberal New York Times wouldn't report the Holocaust. It was liberals in our government and in our business system that were funneling money to the Nazi side of Hitler. We did not try and save the Jews. What we did initially was to extract all of the Jewish intellectuals and scientists that we thought would be useful to us, and we didn't care that the rest of them died. These people don't like you. Why are you cozying up to them? I suspect you are under the same grand delusion as Black people. You are more liberal than you are Jewish. And you don't know anything about Judaism. You don't know about your history. And you don't know about your interaction with this liberal cabal that has been courting you for years and is now, just like Black people, ready to throw you aside, because guess what? They got a new coalition, and guess who ain't in it? Jews and Blacks.
Bars right
Can I
there.
just touch on something what Celeste said? I just saw
Quickly.
You had this girl up before. She just showed that in New York, after Mamdani convinced the Jews that he's there for them, and now he showed who he really is, they're about to do a move, a wave away from Democrats into Republicans, because they said the DSA lied to them. Did he ever lie, or did he tell you the truth the entire time and you just chose not to listen to
Chose
him?
not to listen.
What that woman said when he said he didn't want any Zionists in his party, she said, I don't believe he means that.
Yeah.
That's exactly what they did.
When people tell you what they're, just listen to them. Listen to them. When they show you who they are, believe them. Listen to them. That's what I don't understand, when it comes to Black folks and the Democrat Party. Like, for decades, they've told you they don't like you. For decades, they've told you they don't have your best interest, but you continue to support. Not only do you support, you're willing to fight tooth and nail and die for these people. I don't get it. It is the craziest thing ever. I've never seen anything like it. It is crazy. And if you talk to these folks and you try to have conversation, I'm sure all of us, we got family members and that they, you try to have conversation with them, man, they will argue you up and down on why they're going to say, hey, I was born a Democrat, I'm going to die one. I've heard this. It is insane.
When are we going to put the Black people that do that on the gutter bunny of the week? That's what I want to know. Aren't they already on there?
They're always on there.
They should, yeah. Let's read some super chats. Thank you to Captain Caveman with the $5 super chat.
I'm a poor person. Of course, I'm just realizing that Travis Taylor, the ex-NFL player, respect Pastor. Nah, he played basketball.
Basketball, bro. Mm-hmm. Basketball. He off. Come on now, Cap. Sin with the $2 super chat.
Shouldn't be allowed to vote until financial aid is paid. That's the good one.
That means they never. Shout out to Captain Caveman with the $5 super chat.
This country is being infiltrated, and these Democrats accept anything. Undisciplined, ungodly mindsets are helping them with the political Trojan horse. Yes, they are.
Shout out to the Chicago pipe fitter Aaron with the $20 super chat.
This is insanity that they have the ability to move up so high. We as a nation have fallen so far in the last 25 years. It's a sad, sad time. These liberal women have no idea what they're doing to themselves by voting for this.
That
no,
part.
They don't.
Thank you, my rich brethren, Teddy Marcel, $2 super chat.
Celebrating your demise is crazy work.
Mm-hmm. Shout out to Vivian James joining the ARP family. We appreciate your support. Captain Caveman with the $10 super chat.
Not judging based off color. We're doing it based on stupidity. It just so happened that stupid comes in different colors and we're separating for statistics and filing purposes. I like that.
Gotcha Huckleberry, been a member for 3 months. Appreciate you.
Bam. Brother Wise, please look at this link. The primaries have all been rigged. President Trump's lawyer and friend Peter Tickton has proof. President Trump knows. I heard about that. God's your Huckleberry. I saw the things that are coming out.
Thank you to Miss Tate for the $5 super chat.
They support Islam, which devours, destroys, and hate Christianity, which will save and redeem, because it's the white man's religion. Calloused hearts. So true.
Thank you to Karen Elliott for the $5 super chat.
This is what an alpha man looks like to the left. I think this is why they vote for him. In their eyes, he's cute and wants to take care of them. Oh, you're so right. So right.
Wow.
That's why they like Mandami.
Yeah, because they're all like trash rats that you can smell them through the camera. So they tend to really, really love them. I mean, if you see all of them, that girl that was jumping up and down her bedroom, she looked like the girl who was sitting on the bed in the other day that we smelled through the camera.
You can smell it through the camera. Lord have mercy. Captain Caveman with the $2 super chat.
Pastor Taylor, all facts. Can't grade stupid.
Thank you, Tam G, joining the ARP family. I thought you were already an ARP fan. Maybe she upgraded. Thank you, Tam G. Been a member for 3 months.
I had a girl that joined the DSA that didn't even know what the DSA wants to do on TikTok last night. She couldn't tell us anything that they wanted. Of course they don't.
They never can.
They never can.
Captain Caveman with the $10 super chat.
An idiot argued with me saying he needed respirations. I agreed. Yeah, you need to turn that food into energy and go to work. It's reparations. Next, he'll be asking for his perspirations. Lamont Sanford.
Captain, are you being serious?
He messy.
Excellent.
I believe him because I'm sure there are people they can't even say reparations. They're like, I need my respirations. I need it.
Thank you to Silent Night for the $50 super chat.
Love the podcast. Keep speaking facts, my friends. Love you all. Be blessed.
That was long. Sorry.
Love the podcast. Keep speaking facts, my friends. Love you all. Be blessed.
Thank you, Wesley Turner, for the $2 super chat.
What do y'all see for America 20 years from now? I hope Jesus come back.
Well, I want to answer that question real quick. At the rate that we're going right now, you look at, and we just talk just Black Americans, you know, and to be honest with you, 20 years from now, wow. Wow. We could be in trouble if we don't get a hold of things. And I think this year has really been a season to where, you know, and I think I said this the other day, that, you know, this whole racial element of things is being tossed out the window. We look at what's going on with, you know, with the amount of people, you know, joining the DSA and trying to push this socialist communist movement. We're in a point, I think we are moving towards a point where it's not about race, but it's about your belief system and your ideology. And you're going to have people that are going to stand with sanity, and you're going to have people pushing craziness. And hopefully there are more sane people than crazy people. I hope, but we shall see.
I think that we will be back to a more communal living. I think that the cities will be further downgraded and they will become almost, you know, they'll be more depraved. And I do think that those people will have been thrown out of the Democrat Party and either will be politically homeless, and many of them, particularly the men, will join the Republican Party. But I think that we are in right now a great culling of the herd, or separating of the wheat and the tare. We are being forced to determine what our priorities are. We are being forced to determine how we're going to live. We're being forced to defend our sovereignty. We're being forced to defend our borders. And the final frontier is we're going to have to be forced to defend our currency, which means real currency.
I think that we're at a point where you're going to see a revival happen, because God right now is currently exposing all the things that we see that's coming out. That is God exposing it. And if you actually pay attention to how they're being exposed, and things that, bags that are being found that they didn't know was being found, people getting caught on different things, videos being caught, all that stuff, that's God's exposed. That is God exposing that. So I feel like there'll be a revival. There'll be a time where you will see God's glory flowing through the earth, and then you'll see the switch. And when that switch comes, that will be, I personally hope that Jesus is already here. And I personally hope that I will be up in heaven eating popcorn, watching all those people that wanted DSA and Islam. I want to just be sitting down here in heaven watching them get what they asked for. That's what I would like.
Captain Caveman with the $2 super chat says, "My bad, Pastor Taylor. I did say I was poor." Francesca Santiago, been a member for 8 months. Thank you.
This is all started with Obama. Yep. Remember the lie, hope, and change. We got change, all right. We got racial division. That part.
Yeah.
And don't forget, if you like your doctor, you can keep it.
Yep.
And thank you to Cherie Zachary for the $10 super sticker. Thank you very much. We appreciate the support. I want to play this clip. I don't know if you guys had a chance to see this, but it is all over the place on YouTube and things of that nature. But I hadn't really seen anything on X in reference to this. But talk about Mom of the Year. Actually, Family of the Year. Full of gangsters, man. Mom, dad, and the son out there doing drive-bys. I mean, this is crazy.
Oh, yeah.
This is crazy. I mean, I've seen some crazy things, but this one might take the cake, Minister Danzo. These your folks up there in New York as well. So I don't know what's going on up in New York, man, but sheesh.
Facts wise.
A deputy police commissioner in Mount Vernon charged in a jaw-dropping attempted murder case that investigators say she coordinated with her son and husband. That is our top story right now at 6 o'clock. I'm Natalie Pascarella.
And I'm David Usry. Detectives say it started with a shooting that happened steps away from the Bronx Criminal Court building.
Jennifer Lacard and her son Chase were arrested at their home in the Bronx just this morning. Police here in the city allege she was driving the getaway van after her son shot at people. News 4's Chris Glorioso live at the Bronx courthouse to sort out these charges for us, Chris.
That's right, Natalie. For about a month now, the NYPD has been trying to figure out who opened fire on a group of people right here outside the Bronx County Hall of Justice. Tonight, the Bronx DA says this was a family affair, with one of the people arrested, a deputy commissioner in the Mount Vernon Police Department, now charged with attempted murder.
Surveillance captured a shooting that occurred.
In Bronx criminal court Tuesday, prosecutors detailing the jaw-dropping case against 49-year-old Jennifer Lacard, who until now had been a high-ranking Mount Vernon police commissioner. Back on June 29th, investigators say Lacard, her 20-year-old son Chase, and her husband James took part in a coordinated attempt to open fire on a group of people outside the Bronx criminal court complex, and then speed off in the family van. In court, Assistant DA Keturah Ladd said the son, Chase, was the triggerman, and prosecutors say they have text messages between him and his mother planning the getaway. He texted to her, "Be right out front when I leave." She responded, "When? You can't just stand out front. The timing has to be right."
It was ridiculous. How are you going to shoot right
next to the courthouse?
The criminal court.
Neighbor Carmen Santa remembers walking her dogs near the crime scene the day of the shooting. No one was injured in the gunfire, but prosecutors say Chase Lacard is a known gang member, and one of the people in the targeted group was part of a rival gang. They also say he appeared in Bronx court on a prior gun charge the very same day he opened fire on the group outside.
She is on her phone from what we can see on the surveillance cameras.
As of Tuesday, Jennifer Lacard had been listed as Mount Vernon's Deputy Commissioner of Wellness, the police department issuing a statement saying the allegations do not stem from any conduct associated with the department or the performance of her official responsibilities. Effective immediately, the city of Mount Vernon has terminated Miss Lacard's employment. One question unanswered in Lacard's arraignment, the whereabouts and charges her husband may face. Prosecutors say he helped drive the van used to get to the courthouse and to get away after the shooting. But as of late afternoon, only his wife had been formally charged.
Yo, this is hilarious. Who does a drive-by in the family van? Like, who does this? The
A
family
Pacifica
van?
at that.
Ghetto people, gutter bunny people.
This is ridiculous, man.
And her husband, who was the driver of the vehicle.
Her hoodie up, shying away from cameras, as police escorted now former Mount Vernon Police Deputy Commissioner Jennifer Lacard out the back door of the 4-4 Police Precinct Tuesday in the Bronx. Police say on June 29th, Lacard drove the getaway car and helped her son, 20-year-old Chase Lacard, plan a shooting here behind Bronx Criminal Court on East 162nd Street. The indictment revealing Jennifer Lacard texted her son, quote, "You can't just sit directly outside. It has to be timed right." Investigators say it was Chase who opened fire multiple times with a semi-automatic gun with an intended target in mind, according to court documents, but no one was injured. James Lacard, Chase's father, was also in that tan Chrysler Pacifica minivan, police say, though he's not yet in custody. Both Jennifer and her son Chase were arrested in a pre-dawn raid here at their home at the Lafayette Estates on Boynton Avenue. Police knocking on the door at 5:30 in the morning. Police were still there Tuesday evening as some of Lacard's stunned neighbors made their way home from work.
Very shocking to know that someone that close would, I mean, you do things for your children, but I mean, I have a son too, but getaway car, murder, no.
That's some serious stuff, man. Like, wow, and I live right here. So who can you even trust these days at the police department when you have an issue with something, right?
The Mount Vernon Police Department issued a statement saying Lacard had been terminated from her role overseeing wellness programs and implementing police reform, adding, quote, "The allegations are unrelated to her duties and do not stem from any conduct associated with the department or the performance of her official responsibilities." And I can tell you that in court today, the judge set Lackard's bail at $75,000. Her son has yet to be arraigned, but he has multiple other court dates coming up on 2 unrelated indictments, and the father is not yet in custody.
Discuss the police mom of the year, Jennifer Lackard, the deputy police commissioner from Mount Vernon, God help us. Let me see if I got this straight. The son points a loaded gun at a couple of NYPD officers over in Soundview and gets shot twice in the legs. Before that, he'd been shot on a bus in the Bronx over some gang dispute and was carrying a loaded gun at that time as well. His dad, Jennifer's husband, does 10 years in federal prison for heroin traffic. And somehow this woman, Jennifer Lackard, gets selected, anointed, and appointed Deputy Commissioner of Wellness, whatever the hell that is.
You can't make this stuff up, man. I mean, seriously, when I saw this, I'm like, what is going on? Drive-by shooting with the daggone family van, family affair, mom, dad, and the son. Just throw the whole family away. Yo.
Listen, a police
throw the whole
commissioner.
family away.
A police commissioner. This is a black person that's got established, got a decent job that they claim the racism prevents them from having. Then they get the job and they go buck wild. I mean, it must have been a DEI hire, but this is crazy. It's
Minister
sad.
Daisy, you said a decent job. That's a good job. When you start talking about deputies, she's probably
But that's my point. I was being funny. But the point is that now I would love to hear. I'm dreaming now, but I would love to hear what Al Sharpton and D.L. Hughley and Roland would have to say about this. It doesn't fit the script.
Minister
it's
Dancer,
sad.
you're talking racist talking points. You know that.
There you go. It's sad. I mean, I'm glad that you showed the story though, Wise, because this is what people need to see, and why that area, those people, shouldn't be given nothing. They shouldn't be given anything because they can't handle it. Stupid is stupid no matter what you put on them. No matter what kind of job you give them, they're gonna be stupid. I mean, but this is a great video clip for anybody that's running in office, who's a Republican, running against these kind of people. This is good video clips to use, because we need sane people in government. We need sane people in policing. We need sane people there. We don't need black people there. We need sane people there. People that have moral standards. Because this is crazy. This is stupid on steroids.
No, I would agree with you. Celeste, what are your thoughts?
I think the old adage applies: the family that bangs together stays together. And so I am very happy to see that they came together as a family and decided that crime would be their family pursuit. And they trained their child in the way that they wanted him to go. And he is so far gone and went. I'm going to end because this debacle is you know what? It's above me. I'm just going to say that there's a quote that says, "Parents wonder why the streams are bitter when they themselves have poisoned the fountain."
We have a candidate for next week's Go to Bunny of the Week. I know that.
Yeah. Go ahead, Mika.
Well, I did a video on her yesterday, and I could have did, a video on anything, but I decided to do a video on that lady because, how they say, oh, just because you're from here doesn't matter. Well, that woman is from Soundview. Okay. She's from the Soundview Project area in the Bronx. All right. If you listen to hip hop, you've heard it a lot. All right. But with that being said, okay. So this woman from Soundview gets this, how they say the good government job, and Wise knows. She got a good government job. And, I went into the diggings. I looked it up, $138K starting. That was the starting point in Mount Vernon. Okay. So she gets to move her family out of Soundview and, all is well. But when I did the digging, I found out that the daddy is a career criminal. Okay. He's a career criminal, and so is the son. The son has been shot in the chest. He's an awful criminal because he got out there. Nobody got shot, but he tends to get shot every year. He was shot in 2023, 2024. I said, and this right here, usually criminals are dumb because they have nobody on the inside, things like that. Your mama is the second in command. And she had no criminal insight for you at all. They all deserve to be locked up for being dumb criminals, and they all deserve to be locked up for just being dumb in general, because this is the worst family I ever seen. How are you going to have a getaway car as a Pacifica? It goes like 60 miles at top speed. That was my thoughts on it, so I had to do something on it. I had to do a story on it. That was it.
Go ahead, Crystal.
I can't with Mika right now. Because I'm like a Pacifica gold in that too. Like ain't nobody gonna see you? Come on now, ma'am. Y'all are some of the dumbest criminals I've ever seen. Like you know what Mika said the daddy's a career criminal. I think you need to find a new career because y'all are epic failures. Like all of y'all are just epic failures. Your son getting shot every 2 seconds. Clearly, he has not mastered what a career criminal looks like, so we need to go ahead and move on. But this goes back to that old adage, I want me a bad boy. This is what happens when you got yourself a bad boy. Because when you should be having your life together, getting a good, let me say how we say a government job, you got a good old government job, and you're going to cut up like that? You going to let this man destroy your little good government job, your son? I already told my children. I said, miss and commit a crime. I am calling the cops myself. I'm gonna whoop your behind first and let the cops come get you. They're gonna have to save you because what you're not about to do is embarrass me. Know how? I will be singing like a bird. Me pulling up in a Pacifica to try and commit a crime with you, and then put text messages. You ain't even using like a Signal app. You're using regular text messages. What kind of criminals? Listen, she might be gutter bunny of the quarter. For that foolishness, forget the week, the quarter.
Elder Travis, I'll give you the last word on this.
Man,
get your people, man.
Why is disgusted? He like,
when you really be like, there is hope, something like this always happen. What Chappelle say, when keeping it real goes wrong.
Yes.
They've watched too many movies where people have gotten away with stuff that is not real. I tell people all the time, when you watch them TV shows and the movies, that's not real. You're not about to break into that bank. Tell me how many banks got broken into. The last bank that I heard that really got broken into was with Assata Shakur years ago. Look, the man that killed Tupac, they about to get him right now. You're not getting away with this. I don't care what you think you're doing. You're not getting away with this. And just like, Mika say, your mom is the deputy. Like, what? Like, how did we mishandle this? I'm not advising being a criminal. And I'm not saying I'm a good criminal, but I think I got enough common sense to know that if my mama is running stuff, my mama gonna do right by me. And then the husband or the boyfriend or whatever he is, the baby daddy, because we ain't hearing nothing about marriage, the baby daddy, he's a career criminal. He's serving big time at his nice job in the feds or wherever he at. You couldn't even go there and get advice. Like you couldn't.
Oh, he's out, Pastor.
Oh, he's out.
Oh,
now.
he out.
Oh, he's out.
Yeah,
He
he
was
on
in the
the
car
run.
too.
And you can't get the advice. You got a two-way street. You got the good. Like come on, you could have been Ghost. What we doing? That's why Ghost ain't real. That's exactly why Ghost ain't real right there. The stupidity that lands right here, right at our doorstep. When you think there's hope, this always happens.
Pastor, the only thing I could think about was, I said, is this Canaan? I don't know if y'all have ever seen that, but is this Canaan? Like, what has happened? Because this is the dumbest. You in it now.
Mm-hmm. No, you're right about that. Sad. When I saw it, I was like, man, the entire family, really? The entire family. Now, I will say, this is New York City. You're not doing this and thinking you're about to high-speed chase it. There ain't no high-speed chase. When's the last time you heard a high-speed chase in New York City?
Look at the car they had.
You're not going anywhere. You're not going anywhere.
I'm going to give them a stretch. Maybe they thought the Pacifica was going to do them well because in the Pacifica that door opens real quick and you can jump right in, and you ain't got to worry about slamming the door. It just go ahead and slide on it. So they thought they were going to do the drive
You're
by.
gonna be faster jumping in than the car gonna go.
And Mika, have you seen how those doors close? It goes
real slow. I said, I hope nobody was shooting back.
They'd have been better on feet, just running.
Seriously, get your e-bike or something.
You could zigzag. At least you can zigzag.
Let me read some super
Bless their
chats. Shout
hearts.
out
Maybe
to
they'll let them stay together in Rikers.
well, dad's on the run, so maybe the dad and son, they'll serve some time together. Shout out to
It's
Jim
like that.
Odie coming through with the $2 super chat.
pick a side and stand. Goats are going to get it. Yeah, they will.
Captain Caveman, $2 super chat.
Pack them all up. Shake my head. Yeah, we need to pack them all up.
Captain Caveman, $5 super chat.
I've heard of families going to a drive-through, but a drive-by, did they at least get extra ketchup?
That's ignorant. Oh, shout out to Georgia Peach for the 440 joules. We appreciate your support, GA Peach. Thank you, brother Daniel, with the $20 super chat.
Family that bang together stays together. Bars, BWC, LOL. Yes, Bubble Wrap Celeste.
Bubble Wrap Celeste. Come on now. Thank you to Rec Chaoticus coming through with gifting an ARP family membership. We appreciate your support. R Black Pearl with the $5 super chat.
The father of the gang family turned himself in yesterday. Racist fake preacher Al Sharpton will not speak on this or any black criminal Democrats. Absolutely not.
Oh, he turned himself in, huh? Well, I guess he's used to going to jail, so or been in jail. He did 10 years.
He likes it in there.
Yeah. Captain Caveman with the $5 super chat.
Having a government job in New York City is not special. Most are criminals that took tests and they getting paid decent money to be ignorant, and they don't disappoint. You 100% right. You ain't lying.
Nah, you right. Shout out to Georgia Peach with the $10 super chat.
I see honestly why the road to heaven is hard and narrow, and very few find the road. Few find, and the road to hell is paved nice and wide. That really sinks in. Billions left here. 100%. 100%.
Shout out to the Darks King coming through with 2 joules, and Captain Caveman once again with the $2 super chat.
These are criminals. Yeah, they are. You know that woman called him with her one call and was like, listen, you, and with a hard R, if you don't bring your butt in here, I got peeps on the other side, because she a criminal herself. So she was like, bring yourself and turn yourself in. Because if I'm going down, we all going down. I'm sure that wife was like that. That lady was just like that. She looked like she would say that.
But she looks so nice and sweet. Like her, did you see her little picture? And she was just, I was like, oh, this nice lady. And then I heard, I was like, ma'am, you did that?
Whole family, and you raised a criminal at that.
And put the hoodie on because she was shamed. That's how you know it's stupid. You put the hoodie on. Don't cover your face. We need to see you. You need to be seen. Let us see you.
But you know what? I blame the police department, because also when I was digging, and I found that the police department did the background check, and to her point, she did tell them that her guy was a criminal. She did tell them. And they said that didn't count against her getting hired. I don't know how when she lives in the house with him. So the activity that he does, she obviously knows.
And condones.
Because that's not the DEI hiring policy. That's why.
Oh, you're right.
They wanted a woman in that deputy position, and DEI will let you lay with whoever and still come in and get this job because the qualifications of being a Black woman were fulfilled, not being honorable or suitable for the position.
We live in
it also
we're living in the
means,
Trump era.
they like folks with semi-shady backgrounds or full-fledged shady backgrounds because hey, you're easily controlled as well. So I guess we shouldn't be surprised.
You're right. That goes right along with the Democratic policies.
We'll be right back with Gutter Bunny of the Week. Hey.
Gutter Bunny of the Week. Yeah. We bring the heat. Hey. Hope it jumping out their feet. Hey, hey, it's Gutter Bunny of the week. Hey, hey, Gutter Bunny of the week.
Y'all, welcome back to Gutter Bunny of the Week. And this lineup this week is a full course meal of nonsense, hypocrisy, and straight up evil dressed up as progress. We have 4 nominees, 1 crown. So let's go ahead and jump into this. We're going to start off with the failed WNBA. Listen, from biological men in women's sports to Angel Reese playing the victim over Black Barbies and still can't get a ball into the basket, while she literally gets her own Mattel doll, signature shoe, and a whole theme night that brought out all the ratchets in Atlanta, the league keeps prioritizing ideology and grievance over protecting the integrity of women's competition and just playing ball. Like that one woman said, just shut up and play some basketball. Listen, erasing reality and then crying about it is what we call gutter. Next, we have Mr. Don Lemon, Don Backdoor Lemon. This man looked Black people in the face and essentially said, if you don't see racism the way he does, you're a white man's pet, as he sits on his white man husband's lap. Gatekeeping Blackness, policing independent thought, treating disagreement as betrayal, that's not journalism. That's control. Black conservatives, Black Christians, Black people who simply refuse to live as perpetual victims get the same treatment from these gatekeepers every single time. Scripture is very, very clear, people. Truth is not owned by any race or media personality, especially one who is sitting on his white husband's lap. He probably has a leash and a collar since he says that that's a pet. Next, we have Mr. Hassan Piker. Y'all, I don't even understand how this man has an entire platform. This streamer told his followers that if you care about Medicare, you will unalive Rick Scott, and has a pattern of language that treats violence against capitalists like a punchline, says that America deserved 9/11. Listen, calling people to be unalive over policy differences is not edgy. It's demonic. Words have consequences. I know you say freedom of speech, but there's something called consequences for your actions. Incitement is not free speech when it's aimed at blood. Romans 13 and the 6th commandment still apply even if the target has an R next to their name, Mr. Hassan Piker, and we need to shut you down. And lastly, we have our dear clueless Democrat socialist gubernatorial candidate Francesca Hong, failed restaurant owner who required her parents to pay off the credit card bills she had going on over there. She's a Wisconsin gubernatorial hopeful who once posted, "Cancel Thanksgiving." Should have done this in 1621 and has a history of saying that, but then this week or last week she decided she was going to say, no, let's keep Thanksgiving. Then she turns around and trashes Christmas, has a problem with the 4th of July and other American traditions as colonialism or the worst of humanity. She walks it back when the cameras are on, claims she loves Thanksgiving, loves Christmas, but now she says, I'm just not a fun person. But the posts exist and your words don't go away, ma'am. The worldview is very clear and we know how you feel. This is the same spirit that wants to tear down every foundation that held a culture together. Family, gratitude, national memory, faith, and replace it with grievance and control. A governor who treats the calendar of a free people as optional is not a public servant. That is a cultural wrecking ball. I keep telling y'all, Isaiah chapter 5, verse 20, woe to those who call good evil and evil good. And we are seeing a lot of that this time around in this decade. But now let's get to the winner of Gutter Bunny of the Week. Drum roll, please. So in last place, we have the WNBA. Dad, y'all can't win nothing. Woo! In third place, we have Don Lemon, the white man's pet. In second place, we have Hassan Piker. And in first place, we have the failed gubernatorial candidate, Francesca Hong in Wisconsin. Wisconsin, y'all better not vote this woman into being governor. Because I'm telling you right now, all the other states are closed. We are not welcoming you in after you make that big mistake. So you better get it right. Y'all, that was Gutter Bunny of the Week this week. Thank you for tuning in. And please keep sending in your suggestions. We love it. But as Brother Wise says, it will never be all of the above because they're all gutter. Thank you all, and I'll see you next time.
Gutter Bunny of the Week. Yeah. We loud, we bring the heat. Hey, hey. Hope it jumping out their feet. Hey, hey. It's Gutter Bunny of the Week. Hey, hey. Gutter Bunny of the Week.
That
Man,
cranks.
shout out to you guys, man. Man, over 2,000 votes. Over 2,000 votes. That's awesome.
Can't believe Don lost.
I know. But you know, backdoor don't win nothing anyway, so.
Not backdoor.
Wow.
And you said that about Roland. When is he gonna come out and say anything about the last thing? I said, well, if they can turn him over, then maybe we can get a word from him. But hey,
Y'all terrible. Y'all are terrible. You know, we got the minister and we got, Elder Travis over here, and y'all, what are y'all doing, man? What's wrong with y'all?
you're absolutely right. I apologize
You
for Mika's behavior, and we will talk to her privately offline.
We need to be apologized though, because Minister is messy. We know Minister is messy, so I don't know.
That's it. Thank you, Krista. I was just gonna say,
Yeah, I'm the low. He'll throw something out, and you're like, wait a minute.
We all trying to get to heaven.
That's the New Yorker in him, man. That's the New Yorker in him, man. You know. That was good. I mean, hey, I just got to put it out there again. It's never going to be all the above. That's never going to be the case. Okay. It's tough to come up with these. It's bad. It's tough to pick four. I understand. It's difficult to pick one. I get it, but figure it out. Figure out the worst, Gutter Bunny. We might have to do Gutter Bunny of the Year at the end of the year. We'll have to figure that out.
Brandy is actually, shout out to Brandy, one of my wonderful mods. She's actually compiling a spreadsheet so that we can see who we can make Gutter Bunny of the Year. But that Pacifica getaway car really is vying for that position.
you ain't lied. Her or Roland Martin.
There you go. They vying for it. They Ben Crump is in that running too. He's right there along them with them.
If he reads one more paper, like he's been reading, he will get it. I assure you.
Know that word. I know that word. I'm sorry. That's not right. That's not right. That is not right. He might be dyslexic or something.
No, that was the truth.
But it's not wrong.
It's both of them.
Truth with an F.
Yes.
We're just trying to get to the truth. The truth. I'm like,
The
I didn't know
truth?
truth
No.
had an F at the end of it.
I really want to understand this because I know some people who have some degrees, and I don't understand why the institutions are not rescinding it. There is no way I would want those people out there marching under the banner of my name. Some of these people their stuff needs to be recalled.
Do you think the alphas are going to rescind Roland's membership? Because he's a member of
no.
He's an alpha.
No.
Well, actually, there could be a question. Now, I don't know any alphas are, and I'll actually call some and tell them. But if you remember when he was down and he had dropped it down and he started moving, that is actually part of the alpha, their stroll, like they do that. So I don't know if you're allowed to I know they say like you can't wear certain paraphernalia if you're doing certain things. They may have to call his call him under the conduct police or whoever they do that regulates what you can do under their banner, because
then they would have to from allegedly entertainment purposes, they would have to rescind MLK for some of the stuff that they said. So are they really?
He is clearly not an alpha.
They've been backtracking though, because I seen them online. We don't condone this. They on there with their sweaters and everything, just pushing a little rolling. I'm like, no, y'all, no. Take your man. He was dropping it like it was hot, but it was okay.
Can I tell you something? He has renewed my faith in how long your knees can actually last. Because first of all, I said to myself, if those are his original knees, and he dropped all of that stomach, and he popped up and went back down, and popped up and went back down,
Y'all are a mess. Oh my God.
Celeste, maybe he needs to get
twice. I'm gonna need somebody to help me back up. Okay, I'm like, hold on, y'all. Come on.
Celeste, he may have to get with Pink Pants, because there you go. Him in Pink Pants. What? That would be a whole story.
Can I say this though? I don't think Pink Pants should be in the company of someone like Pink Pants has been earnest from day one. He didn't ever come out here and tell us he was something that he's not. He came out here with joy to lift the spirit and have us file, because he knew we want that cash advance. So
Roland, I think just needs to live in his truth. We saw the iPad, and
that's right. Ain't nothing up about him.
No,
he
you're
just
right
needs to
about
live
that.
in his truth. That's it.
I met him, and when I met him, apparently now, he was married all that time. But when I met him, and I was a very, very short interaction, he was hosting a premiere of a movie in Chinatown, and somehow tickets fell in my hands, and I knew some folks who were going, and again, for the social event, I went. And he afterwards, he on the way out, almost like a receiving line, he greeted everybody, shook his hand, thanked everyone for coming, and had little brief conversation and interaction. And when he shook my hand, I was like, oh, okay, I get it.
I interviewed him once on the red carpet, and yeah, it was then. But I don't I don't bother nobody. I let them be them. But I wasn't surprised. I was surprised actually more about the fact that he was married. I did not. I was like, what? Because
a minister.
I was surprised.
Which is why the first thing I said was that he believes in Black female leadership. He does. He put his money where his mouth was, because he believes in that. Because I'm convinced that's who's leading that house.
A Black minister, a female minister who approved of him playing a video of a woman pole dancing. I don't know if y'all heard about that. That was a long time ago.
No.
Well, some other things.
He's been married twice, actually. This is his second marriage.
Yeah, it's the second woman that said that she'll marry him. Interesting.
Well, with knees like
he discussed it again.
With knees like that,
Thank you, Captain Caveman, for the $5 super chat.
We need the messy conservative to do some street coverage, laugh out loud, Mika, on the scene reporting for the righteous perspective.
I can definitely do it on the weekends. It's nothing short of deranged liberals here in DC. Trust me.
Listen, Mika, I'm gonna be up your way
come on
soon. I'll go out with you.
Oh, come on. And my husband will be the muscle.
No.
Okay,
literally. No, I'm not going nowhere without walking behind him.
He will be the muscle, literally, and he can carry legally.
Shout out to R Black Pearl 7 for the $5 super chat.
Yes, DEI got her hired. Before I received my weapon license for security job, they did background checks for criminals on me and my family. Democrats, bad. Yeah, they are. Democrats.
Shout out to Becky Ritter for the 200 joules. We appreciate you. Jim Odie with the $2 super chat.
Celeste is messy. Bubble wrap that woman.
God's Family Home Church with the $5 super chat.
The legend Forrest Gump said, stupid is as stupid does. P.S. I'm glad God is making me smart to truly know him. God bless. God bless you too.
And thank you to Brother Daniel with the $20 super chat.
Well, bubble wrap Celeste, I see your true colors shining through. Laugh out loud.
With that being said, we're gonna get up out of here. Shout out to Mavis McMillan coming through with the 440 joules. We appreciate your support, man. Thank you guys so much for pulling up, hanging out with us on this fine Friday morning. Thank you guys, Minister Danzel and Mika and Elder Travis and Crystal and Celeste. Appreciate you guys pulling up. Everybody that supported the channel financially today, thank you guys so much for pulling up, hanging out with us, and supporting what we're doing over here. Shout out to all the ARP family members, and shout out to the jewelry over there supporting what we're doing. We appreciate you guys. It would be a challenge to do this, without you all. So we definitely appreciate you all. Support what we're doing over here. Go outside, man. Go touch some grass. Lord knows I'm gonna go touch some grass today. I'm gonna go do something. Get out this house for a little bit. Get some fresh air. Lord willing, we'll see you guys on Tuesday, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And Elder Travis, we're gonna get you back on the show, man. If you want to come on next Friday, I'll shoot you a message, but let me know. We got to get you back up here hanging out with us.
I'm here. Whatever you need, I'm here.
Perfect. I know. We're gonna start calling him the Kwame Brown Bus Life too.
Look, Celeste, you don't threw me over there next to Kwame.
Can I tell you something? That's not me. Don't. First of all, I was thinking, I was like, oh, if that was him, I didn't want to out you. Because I was like, then everybody in the chain is going to be like, oh, my God, that's who that is. So I was trying to be cool, but make eye contact.
Well, I appreciate
so we could give a knowing nod.
I appreciate that. I'm one of the people, if people do notice me that I've seen before, I will go to them. I'll make sure I go to them. Hey, how you doing? I'll do that. Now, I'm going to walk like I don't see nobody now. I'm definitely going to walk like I don't see nobody.
Yeah, at your height, everybody's noticing you.
Yeah.
Okay, you are always noticed.
Yeah,
okay?
For certain. When you're 7 feet, I mean, I'm sure you have two questions. How tall are you? And you play basketball?
It's coming.
7 foot. What?
Yeah, it's coming. It's gonna come, man. I do want to say this though. This is off topic. This is off me. Me and you were emailing Brother Wise, and I didn't get to reply to it. But one of the things I want to say, because I told Brother Wise that he is a legend. And a lot of times we talk about our culture and how we are and how we do things. One thing we don't do is acknowledge our legends until they're dead. Like, just think about everybody in our culture that we've, that's part of the, the black community, even white community. They acknowledge their people while they're alive.
That's right.
While they're alive.
That's right.
Like, even look at Michael. When Michael was alive, we acknowledged him, but then they tried to tear him down. And now that he's gone, he grossing $2 billion. He ain't get none of that money. So I want to definitely, because you're not here and you making a difference. That's legend status. What you're doing with the podcast is legend status. And I wanted to make sure I give you your flowers, because one thing we don't do as black people is give each other our flowers alive. We wait till they dead. He did this and he did that. All the fake crying and, oh man, we was just so tight. I want to give it to you now while you're alive and you're breathing. Everybody in the chat, I'm pretty sure they feel the same way. I read it, I watch it. This would not be here without you. You in Dallas, Texas, and not even physically here, blessing people without you even know it. You are a legend in your own right, in this life, on this earth.
Appreciate you, brother.
Oh,
I appreciate the kind words. Thank you. I appreciate that. Well, hey, we're not gonna let you in the WNBA, okay? Just put that out there. We ain't gonna let you in there.
I get it there. I'm setting the market. I saw that video.
You close to Nashville now. You might.
Hey, I heard they open tryouts.
Open tryouts in Nashville.
I saw the video. Look, I could put this in the ponytail. I saw the video. I was like, man, boy, I can dominate, boy.
Please
I'm about to get paid.
Please don't.
Anybody think they're gonna take Clay Travis up on his 10 million?
I hope they do. I
pray so. I would pay to see it.
That's what I said on my video. I will pay to see it. I'm there and I'm betting.
Leave that to the Decepticons, please.
I love to see that, and I would love to see them bring in that French player that said that they want to come over.
That dude's out there. He's out there dominating.
Yeah, that's the one I'm talking about.
I want to see them come
looking like LeBron.
We need about 3 more of them. Jawada Man, we need Big Mama's House and Medea.
Girl, I've been waiting for Joanna Man to show up. I'm ready for Joanna Man to do some work.
Listen. Don't y'all start upsetting poor Brittany. She's going through a difficult time right now. She's filing for divorce. Don't do that. All she's given to the league
Facts.
We appreciate you guys, man. Thank y'all so much for pulling up, hanging out with us, man. Enjoy the weekend. Lord willing, we'll see you guys on Tuesday, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. ARP in the morning. As always, man, keep God first. Stay prayed up. We'll catch up with you guys next time.
It is God who arms me with strength. Yeah, I'm battle ready. He trains my hands for battle. My heart stays steady. But thanks be to God, He gives us the victory. Through my Lord Jesus Christ, fear can't live in me. I was down to the dirt, red clay on my shoes, old pain in my shirt, oh so bruised. Then the Lord hit my chest, kicked air from my breath, put power in my step.